Welcome back to For Geeks by Geeks, where geeks come to geek out, and I would like to welcome you back to the City of Mist. At this point, should we have a title? Maybe. Probably. Am I shit at titles? Yes. How do I know? Because Jeff just asked me for a title for the Session 0, and I just said, Welcome to the Mist, and my brain has stuck, oh, that's just the title of the campaign now, even though that is shit.
I was thinking the Misfits.
That's kind of cool.
I think we should have totally just had that Session 0 be like untitled campaign.exe.
Oh, dude, that's good. We could have the next couple sessions labeled that, right? Like,
absolutely.
Untitled episode.
Welcome to the Mist in parentheses 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
You're still very welcome.
Welcome to the Mist 3, Pig in a City.
This is why I can't finish projects myself, because my brain is missing substantially important gaps to storytelling. But give me a group collective, and I'm fucking set and good to go.
Who are we?
Yeah, who are we? Who's that weird guy that's only comes on the show sometimes?
Kid's still
Which one
dad,
are you
right?
referencing?
Insert name here.
Fun fact, that was actually Boser, because he doesn't like coming back on the show and streaming anymore.
Fun fact, we have.
I'm coming back
there
on
should
Monday.
be an order to this that we should have made. Like, we've been doing this for long enough, but you know what? It's always chaos. No one ever knows
Hi,
what
I'm
next.
Boser.
Oh, we're introducing ourselves. Oh, right, that's a thing we do. Hello. Hey, I'm Alex. Hey, guys. What's up? I can be hyper and energetic.
Shrinks down.
Turtle.
I'm Jeff Sitz.
I am Lucas.
And again, welcome back to City of Mist, which Jeff Sitch now has properly titled Misfits. Which I've been trying to think, because I haven't let you guys do your crew setup yet. I kind of wanted to see how this case played out and kind of set up a branching option for how you guys wanted this story to delve, because your guys' character relationships are going to be a little more workshopped out instead of like nuanced, like, this is what I think is going to play out. We've gotten a lot of good interaction, so I think when we set up the crew, that's going to be pretty great. But let's get us to some level of organization. Boser, who are you playing?
I'm playing Cornelius, or Averdelius III, but his friends call him Dale. And fun fact about Cornelius Averdelius, his friends call him Dell. His friends call him Dell because at the foundry, there was already a Neil, and Papa Bo needed something shorter than Cornelius Averdelius III.
Was there also already a corn, or?
There's a lot of kids that do the foundry, let me just tell you.
I can't wait
You
to
don't
meet
wanna-
Corny.
You don't want to know why his name is Corny.
I'm trying to think of how that's sexy, and I can't.
Oh, no, it's not sexy. It's
We just
sexy.
said kids and sexy in the same sentence. We're moving on. Our current special guest star is Alex. Alex, who are you playing?
I'm playing Colin Blackfoot, former convict, and his fun fact is he has a roommate who he's never met. So Colin is pretty poor. I think that's been made clear. So he's taken to making do how he can. He doesn't like share a room with this person. Colin sleeps on the couch. So the real issue comes in that he has never been allowed into the one bedroom, so he doesn't know who's in there. And whenever Colin works, the other person is at home, and whenever Colin's at home, the other person works. I don't think he really... he was just offered a Craigslist ad from Anonymous for a place to live. Colin can't tell if this person is a rift or if he's just a freaking weirdo. Like, there's all sorts of strange signs. It's like, this is not a normal thing. Like, he's got all kinds of paraphernalia from, like, you can't tell if he was like a fan of the Percy Jackson books at middle school or if he's just like somebody who's actually touched by the mist.
I feel personally attacked right now, and I don't know. I thought we were cool, but I guess fuck off.
Yeah. So he just sort of doesn't ask questions and leaves slides rent under the door, and that's that.
I'm so upset that you're only a temporary character because you have given so much to be unpacked and there's not enough time.
I know, I'm just like leaving facts in the world so that I can return it eventually.
Fucking trauma dumping and disappearing.
That's the next mystery, is unpacking Colin's backstory when he's not here.
Alright, and then we've got Luscious Locks himself, Jeff Sitz.
I am playing Andresh Amitz, or the Broker. And fun fact, or the fact this week, it's not nearly as good as Colin.
Sorry.
But Andresh was homeschooled, but not in the sense that we would think of homeschooling. Kind of in the sense that homeschooling has been done the past couple of years with the pandemic, of just almost all of their education has been online. Getting the school curriculums and everything off of internets and just studying up at home. I would guess that like they went to school for elementary school, middle school, but then from that point on, it was primarily online learning.
Okay. Does Andresh have a college degree, or did he just finish high school?
Are we sharing two facts now? Come on.
Oh!
You got me there. You got me there.
Writes down next week, Bachelor of Arts.
He said they got their Google searches stuff.
But no, I would say that Andresh absolutely has a... I haven't thought too much into it, but Andresh definitely has some sort of college education at least, and I would assume a degree of some sort. Otherwise, they wouldn't have... Like, they have enough education in technology to be able to work with the drones, to be able to access information at a pretty impressive rate and manner. And so I would assume that they have some formal education in that applies to that or is related to that. But I just haven't gone that deep into their backstory yet.
Hey, look what the mist does sometimes.
Nice.
The Boser's face is funnier than the... I think it's just like...
How did you do that?
I'm broken.
As if, like,
Are you
like
a witch?
Boser's a 3-year-old that you're playing. Peekaboo is like...
Did you guys fucking see that?
The fuck is that?
And last and certainly least, because he still does not have a finalized fucking character sheet on episode fucking 4. That's not even... fucking Lucas.
Yeah, fucking this guy.
I would.
I mean, I would too,
mute, no!
Mute. So I'm playing Detective Spencer Cooper. His character sheet is not finalized.
Are you sure you're not a temporary character?
It's great. You would
if you
think
don't
these
want
bottom
to play
two
in this
people.
campaign, just tell me. I'm not gonna be upset.
Look, you'd think these bottom two people were gonna swap based off of like characters, roleplay,
commitment,
like, effort.
I do occasionally swap.
But
we
we're
learned
done.
what a switch was a few weeks ago.
I'm gonna keep pushing forward.
Where's the pineapple? Sorry. Anyways, what was detectives?
It's a fun. So
Ellie,
not so fun fact. Like myself, because essentially I am playing myself. Cooper needs caffeine to live, and Cooper might have 2 cases of monsters from Prime Day that I may or may not have.
Amazon doesn't exist in this world. They killed off Jeff Bezos as soon as his rise to power started.
No, it's Optimus Prime Day. He died for our cause. So.
I love that meme.
And as everyone knows, Optimus Prime celebrated his victories with a case of
an entire case of
whatever the
well, it's
monster
basically engine. It's basically rocket fuel. So like, he just kind of I almost said engine fuel, like an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf would take a swig, climb up Optimus Prime, open up his chest, and just spit it in like the riders in
God,
Mad
I
Max.
wish Shia LaBeouf would do that to me. So, oh my God.
See, Lucas, we got to get on the same level though, because we can't get branded by both Red Bull and Monster. So we got to solidify which one we want to slap on our screen.
Liquid Death, obviously.
I would absolutely accept a sponsorship from Liquid Death. Liquid Death, please.
Can
What
you
is
imagine?
cool about Liquid Death?
That shit is so delicious.
It's just water, isn't it?
No, you don't
it's-
understand. You got to crack one open and
Boser.
drink it. It's
It is
so
not
fucking
just
good.
water.
So
It is death
tangent.
in liquid form.
So I got a 12-pack of the flavored ones for $1.98 because the store had them wrong, and the cashier and I looked at each other. She was like, "That's not right." I was like,
I'll be right back.
"Nope." And she was like, she sat there was like, "Whatever." And I was like,
I meant like I'm going back and buying the rest.
This is
Oh,
how you
no.
know Lucas is handsome, because if that happened to me, they'd be like, "Sir, you have to return."
it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. It gets better. So Moose goes to the same place, tries to do the same thing. they go, "That's not right," and they charge him $15 for it.
God damn.
Never mind. Maybe we should change. Maybe the beer is holding him back.
All right, reeling us back in. If you're curious what happened last time on
I forgot what we
City
were
of
doing.
Mist, I forgot too. So thankfully, I have 4 other cohorts with me that completely reminded me what last week's
I
session was all
have a
about.
sticky note in the corner of my screen that like I look at, and it's like, "Play the fucking game." That's all that it says. Someone back in.
The level of commitment here at 4 Geeks by Geeks is fucking astounding.
Can't finish characters. Can't go on.
All right, so last week our group of misfits, they managed to get through 2.
3.
Did you
Cases
get
of
through
Red
all
Bull.
They made it through. Oh yeah, because we finished off looking through Samit's crime scene, and then they went through and investigated Tony's crime scene. And while they were investigating Hemming's crime scene, Detective Cooper got a call that had to rip him away very suddenly. The audience recognizes who the call came from, which was Detective Scarlett O'Hare. 3 of our 4 players were not granted that information because Detective Cooper sprinted off in that moment, leaving the 3 he was not supposed to leave unattended. Detective Cooper got a call that there was a 4th attack against Alyssa Penelope. So Detective Cooper ran down to the front door to speak with Daryl, who is the doorman of the Echelon Highrise, and then was making his way back to the elevator to get to the floor that Miss Penelope lives on to hopefully get a first-hand statement from her. All while that happened, Colin revealed a item from his back pocket, or something, a large item that he was just casually carrying around. Let's work that shop that for a moment here.
Yeah.
So I know you said you unwrapped it. So were you just carrying
No,
around?
I had like one of those. You know how artisans and artists
Like an
will
art-
carry around like an art like tube
Like a
kind of
courier.
thing.
courier
Yeah,
roll
that's
thing.
his.
Courier.
That's the sheath. For
I dig it.
Cal. But it has a set form during a specific time, but other times he'll just open it and it'll be anything roughly the shape of a sword.
No, that's fantastic. I like that a lot. I think you mentioned that last week, but my memory is shit, as we have all come to learn and likely not love. But yeah, so
It's endearing.
So we are going to pick up after the voiceover monologue, which is one of the cinematic moves that we are certainly trying to emphasize in our City of Mist campaign, so we can get a lot of one-on-one internal monologuing from our players. So Jeff sits. Let's get that voiceover monologue.
Looking for answers. It's like a puzzle. Just trying to find a puzzle scattered around the room, and we're just trying to find all of the pieces that fit. We're getting to a point where we seem like we're getting the edges, but the whole picture is still avoiding us. We need to find where all of these pieces connect, where all of these victims, what they had in common. And it seems like some mythos might have been hunting them down, but there's still so much unknown. And then there's this convict who's pulling swords out of thin air. We'll see what that's all about pretty soon here.
And on the note Jeff said makes me feel like a shit fucking writer, we are going to open our scene on the elevator doors opening and Detective Cooper's face revealing as he comes onto the... Nope, I gotta fucking pick her floor and fucking room number for you guys.
It's important.
It's important.
It'll come back 18 episodes from now.
Hemming was on 2319, so Alyssa's gonna be on 7492.
Jesus, she's on.
How many floors are there in this
Yes.
building? What's the max? Okay.
Well, let's see. Tony was on 8314.
Yep.
This is the tallest apartment building I've ever seen.
It's not as tall as the Neon Pillars, but it is a very tall Echelon Highrise. So I'd say probably 90 floors.
Okay.
Why not just make it 100? Why'd they give up at 90?
They why don't they just make it like a random number.
So
There's actually so
it's
many
actually only
floors.
89 floors. The 13th floor doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so
Thank you. I was just about to say that myself.
You're so dumb.
so we're gonna workshop that since we have a number now. Making the scene, I'm working on making the scenes a little more cinematic, so it's not just here's the vague overview. So the shot is going to open up with a top-down view of Detective Cooper in an elevator. The lights on top of the elevator are flashing quickly as he's making his way up through the floors, and eventually stops on the number 74. The scene is going to shift as the doors slide open, and Detective Cooper's face is revealed, still fighting the migraine from using whatever canister that he used at Samit's actual crime scene. Coffee in one hand, I'm assuming a look of panic on his face as a fourth victim has been brought into the world in a timeline that does not match up to this point. Detective Cooper, how quickly do you make your way to Miss Penelope's room?
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Okay. Set the tone for me real quick. How do you just walk through the hallways? Are you quickly sprinting by the doors, trying to catch the door numbers as you're walking by?
Oh, we're doing a nice little like double time kind of jog down the hallway, carrying my coffee like this, and I'm like, which fucking room?
It's the power walking, but then every once in a while there's like the little hop of the
you
jog.
get a little hop. Looking
The
out.
awkward moment where you're trying to cross the street and people are upset with you, so you do the quick little knees to chest to make it look like you're running. So as Detective Cooper makes his way down the hallway, he comes to one of the far back left doors and is now standing in front of the door 7492.
I'm gonna give it a nice hearty thud, and I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the whole police.
You hear a shuffling from the other side of the door. As you hear a chain slide, and the door opens only as far as the chain allows, and a single eye reveals itself. Yes?
Ma'am, we need to talk. I know you just been through a lot, but we need to talk.
I don't want to do that. And she attempts to shut the door on you. I say attempts. Do you allow her to shut the door, or do you try to block it?
What kind of cop is Detective Cooper?
I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna let her close the door.
Okay, yep, and she shuts the door on your face.
I'm gonna take a step back, and oh God, Who's? Andres probably has a cell phone. I was like, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna like sit up against the like in between the apartment doors, you know. I'm gonna sit against the wall, and I'm gonna like put my coffee cup like like whip out my phone and then look at my notebook.
Oh no!
To those who are listening to this audibly, because you can catch this on anywhere you get your podcast, Lucas put his liquid death can in his mouth to imitate him holding a coffee cup in his lips, and then he dropped it and spilled it in his lap.
I'm wet.
So am I, baby.
Just like half our audience and recorders.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Right. Damn it. And then I'm gonna like pull out my newspaper, my notebook, and I'm gonna try and figure out. I'm gonna hopefully have Andres's number.
Would you guys have traded numbers?
For some sort of communication. I'm gonna be like, did I get that?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Sure.
Why not?
I don't think Colin
That's
has a
pity
phone.
role play right there.
If it furthers the narrative, let's do it.
Colin does not have a phone, I've decided.
No, trust me, I was gonna text Colin.
That's fine.
And then I'm just gonna send Andres a quick text that says the room number, come quick.
Okay.
All
So
right.
we are going to switchly shift the scene to the three of them standing around each other. Colin holding a sword in hand. And on screen, a little text bubble will pop up for everybody to not see, but it's fucking cinema, so shut the fuck up. As Detective Cooper's text to Andres comes in with the room number, come quick.
Huh. Puts phone away. Because Andres is very interested. Andres is far too interested in what's happening in front of them with this sword pen that just got pulled out.
Yeah, and to reset the scene, this was a stereotypical writer's loft, or a writer's apartment. Papers were skewed everywhere. The living room was empty outside of a small table and desk and an old-fashioned typewriter. And the three of you are standing around all of Hemming's... I just realized I named this writer Hemming. Anyways.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but he said it, I was like,
You didn't name this writer.
That is
Cantina
correct.
13's Mythos Logos generator named this writer.
You can get that at cantina13.com. So you guys are standing around Hemming's apartment as you guys are staring at Colin just holding a sword that just spoke to you.
Yeah. Andres would like to use a look within from
Okay.
my Mythos power.
Sure.
And I'll add in, because Andres is trying to figure out what this sword is
Absolutely.
and what it can do.
Yep. So that is going to be an investigate roll.
All right. I would like to try and add in. So I've got a look within, eye for detail for my training, and
Okay.
either info organization or weaponized info, whichever one you think would be most.
I'd give you weaponized info on this
Okay.
one.
So that's going to be a +3.
Yep. And so just a reminder to all of us as we're still learning all of the rules of City of Mist. Investigate. When you use your abilities to seek answers to burning questions, roll plus power. On a hit, you get clues equal power.
3 clues, baby.
Oh, that was so close to being really fucking good. But a total of 9.
Okay. So that is a hit, so you do get your 3 clues. But on a 7 to 9, you can also choose one. Your investigate. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. I get to choose. Your investigation exposes you to a danger, so that's going to be a behind-the-scenes soft move. Because again, I do not do any dice rolling. I am the effect to whatever they set up in the universe. With mixed successes, I get to make soft moves. If they outright fail rolls, I get to make hard moves. A lot of this stuff is going to be behind-the-scenes things that they are not aware of. So it's going to be expose you to a danger. The clues that you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false, or whoever or what you are ever asking the questions can ask you one question as well. You answer on the same terms. So, you do get those 3 clues, Jeff Sitz.
All right. So, I mean, I guess we know as players what it is, but Andresh would be trying to figure out what this sword is.
I would absolutely say Andresh can recognize, because you would see beyond the mist anyways. So you see that Colin embodies a authoritarian individual. You might not have been able to pinpoint that it was King Arthur up to this point, but between an authoritarian individual and a sword that looks like the tales have described, Excalibur now exists in front of you. So it's not difficult to piece together that Colin is King Arthur himself, and the blade now before you is Excalibur.
All right. What does the sword do?
I'm going to have Colin remind us on that one, because I know he talks. I don't remember how much past that, so this is going to help me roleplay.
The sword acts as Colin's kind of. They're a bit of a pair. The sword acts as Colin doesn't, sort of to a balance of the universe. As Colin is serious and a little morose and not very willing to take things lightly, the sword is the embodiment of the chaos that Colin lacks. It is also a tool to channel the mist, so it is a thing. I don't know if just looking at it can tell him things like
Excalibur a relic, right?
Yeah, it's a relic.
Okay, so theme-wise, that it is a relic, but with the mist, you do recognize powerful things, so you would recognize it is a relic, because it is going to be a prominent part of the mythos. You guys don't understand in character like that the mist is trying to tell stories, but just making sure everybody's kind of on the same page on how the lore is interacting.
Yeah.
And then, knowing what I know of the legend of King Arthur, is there a scabbard?
Yeah, the art tube. The tube is its scabbard, but it is purely... What's up?
Is it actually the scabbard of Excalibur from the legends?
Are you asking from like from the actual tale? We haven't developed that far, but I think that it would be mechanically. It is part of the same relic, so yeah, because it does serve a function. It's another extension of my mythos. So
cool. So cool.
Jeff says, do me a favor, because obviously I'm balancing a lot of mythos in my head. Message me what all you're thinking with that, so I can help formulate and round out everything when you can, please. Doesn't have to be right at this moment.
Yeah. All right, cool. Those are my 3 clues that I asked for.
Awesome. All right, so yeah.
Did that thing just talk?
it's a little irksome, but it does offer. It is sentient.
That thing is named Cal, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, hi, Cal. My name's Cornelius Averdelius III, but my friends call me Dale.
We call him Cornelius Cal.
Thank you, my liege.
Oh no.
I'll get under your skin. Don't you worry. Time's coming.
Please do not let him touch me.
Cal, this is Andresh.
Andresh is rubbing their right eye right now in pain. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cal.
Likewise.
Are you doing your thing?
What thing?
Did you do your thing? Your eye, it went all milky.
I think I just got something in it.
Okay. Cal, we're in this guy's apartment. He was killed by a rift of some kind. And I just wanted to let something that's a little closer to the mist than I am take a look at this place.
It smells disgusting in here. What is that?
Well, I didn't want to say it, but I think it's Cornelius. I'm sorry. There's a lot of cologne, man. I respect it. I just don't use it myself.
You know what? Sometimes pheromones just don't quite match up, and that's okay.
Andres
I
takes,
with that.
I don't know
Andres
if
takes
Xbox
one step away from Del.
Yo, like, I've had this cologne for a while. Is this not? This ain't good. No
Have
one's
you
ever.
had it since middle school?
Axe body spray.
Listen, if I could remember middle school, I'd tell you, but that's a touchy subject.
Oh, I didn't mean to say anything to upset you. My apologies.
No, it's not some sort of trigger. It's just kind of gets fuzzy after 8 years.
But Cal, Colin, what is Cal doing here?
Cal is a relic who's helped me in a tight spot once or twice before. I think that they could probably take a look at things a little more clearly than human eyes can because of, well, he doesn't have human eyes, so.
There's not much mist here.
So what does that mean for us? Not much mist here. Was this guy a rift, or was he normal?
No. He is unaware of it all. Oblivious, they may say. Much
So
like
what-
you, Colin.
I prefer to remain this way. Are you... See, the smell. I know that we said it was Cornelius, but is it from this place?
As funny as that was, no. I smell decay. Something truly disgusting was here. And it is dying very, very fast.
Something dying was here. Does it smell familiar, or...
No, no, it does not.
Was it a dying rift? Or a dying effect of a rift? I know I'm asking a lot of you.
I don't know. It's not great. I'd be careful, or not, and then I can taste the death flesh myself. Let's find it.
Yeah, it's actually...
Let's play.
It's in the tube, and I here, let me show you. And I'm gonna sheath Cal at this point, because Colin is, like, very visibly getting concerned that Cal is, getting thirsty. So he's just gonna put it away, and he's gonna, like, screw the lid back on, and, put it on to his back. Okay, so that's something we didn't have before.
Have you been carrying that thing with you the whole time?
I just today, really.
That's cool. You should pull that thing out more often. That's pretty cool. Walk tall, carry a big stick, as they say.
I prefer to... I'm not one to tell or show.
Makes us opposites, doesn't it?
By the way, the detective texted me a little while ago, and I think I've left him waiting long enough.
I want to do a quick hard cut there to the detective. It's been several minutes now. How is the detective feeling?
I finished my coffee and I'm pacing and I'm like looking over my notebook, like, okay, I have no idea what the fuck. Okay, but just getting more and more annoyed.
Speaking of the detective, can we keep this between the three of us? I'm not too keen on showing, as I've said. And I worry what the detective would do if he knew that I had Cal.
Of course.
So,
Of course, everything between us.
Mr. Blackfoot, I'm honored that you let me into your inner circle. And I'm gonna keep that on the DL. But my name ain't Dale.
thank you, Cornelius. Let's get to him then, I guess.
It's done.
All right, so as you guys exit the scene, you shut the door behind you, leaving it unlocked, apparently, because you guys don't have keys to lock this. And as you make your way down the hallway, you guys enter the elevator and click. Andres, I'm assuming you would be the one clicking floor 74 since you got the text message. Elevator music plays as you are making your way up the floors, quickly ticking up faster and faster and faster, and eventually you stop at floor 74 as the elevator dings as the doors slide open. The three of you see at the very end of the hallway the detective pacing back and forth.
Sorry,
Hey!
we got a little tied up.
Right.
What'd you find?
Dell, shut the fuck up.
What? Hold on, let's get down to you. I can't understand you.
What do I have to roll this back in?
That's just going to be go toe to toe.
You're gonna roll a d20 and you're gonna add your unarmed modifier, which you should see on your character sheet.
This game makes D&D sound so nerdy.
Dude, I was talking out loud to my partner the other day, and I was like, check out this monster that I can tell. There's a thing called a tomb tapper. It's like a giant earthen monstrosity with a mouth in its stomach, and it carries a big hammer. And I was so excited, and I was like, Ellie, come look at this. And she's like, that looks gross. And I was like, no, it's so cool. Look at what it does. And she's like, I don't care.
Nerd. No, I'm actually gonna meet them down the hallway. As soon as I know it's them, I'm gonna book it away from the door.
Gotcha.
Shut the fuck up, Dell.
I'm just playing. I'm not that stupid. What's that?
Are you playing? Like, are you?
What's going on, detective? You called us
Okay.
out here.
So, while you guys were dilly-dallying in a dead man's apartment, there's potentially almost a dead woman. I got a call. Apparently she's been attacked, but she's alive. Now, I'm concerned something's gonna come back up here and try and finish this job. So,
aren't
Detective,
you in her
as you are
apartment with
talking, your phone begins to ring again.
motherfucker. Answer me.
Wait, quick, what room number?
I'll just point at it.
Yeah.
And
Start
Detective,
walking that
you are
way.
on the phone with Detective O'Hare again.
Hello.
Hey, I just got a call from the supermarket outside of the park. There was a wolf that jumped out the front window and then ran towards the park.
The front window.
I'm waiting on the email with the file for the video, but we got a fuck ton of calls about a wolf running through the supermarket and then jumping out the one front window and shattering it. Don't know if our Vic was attacked by this wolf or if it's connected to the case, but it seemed weird enough to ask, to just kind of give you a heads up.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm trying to talk to the Vic right now, but she's holed up in her apartment.
All right, I'll shoot you over the file once I get it.
Thank you.
Oh, and Detective O'Hare hangs up.
I'll put my phone down and be like, all right, so
Colin has walked away and is knocking at the door to the apartment. Just like- the
Colin
detective was got on the phone and he's like, busy.
You hear on the other side movement as you hear the door open and then get stopped by the chain as you see a single eye. Who are you?
Hi, victim support. I'm
What?
the cop who was just here wasn't supposed to come to your door. I'm actually
I told
here
him
too.
I don't want to talk.
No, I
And she
understand.
attempts to close the door.
Okay, I shoved my foot in the door.
Okay. What the hell are you doing?
I have certain rights that I have to read you. I'm part of victim support. I was wondering if I could. Well,
Yeah,
can
I
do it
have
from
rights to
here.
not talk to you.
Right, but I just thought I would tell you about my services before you suggested on this course of action. It's my job. I get paid for it. It's not. something
Go
I-
ahead and roll convince.
Roll convince. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't really know if I have anything that. Actually, no. Colin has a thing called willing to go all in. I think that he's really committing to the bit here.
Oh
So
no, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think he's probably better at lying than he wants to admit to himself. Okay. So just adding 1. That's a 7.
Okay, so convince reads when you use your abilities to talk, threaten, or seduce. Obviously, you're doing the talking here, unless you feel like seducing. You are the lazy bard. Someone into doing something. Roll plus power. On a hit, you choose a relevant status with tier equal power. So you do have, you did inflict a tag on her, and she is going to be, since it's just 1 power, she's going to be a tier 1 status, and that is going to be. I'm gonna say you gave her a tag of attention 1, so you have her attention. She's willing to speak with you. But on a 7 to 9, give in a little or protect their own. Okay, cool.
I don't
fine.
need to come in.
Just make it quick.
Okay. So first of all, I just need to know: are you hurt? Do you feel safe?
As you are talking, because you have that tag, I am going to say she kind of pushes the door back a little bit, and you hear the chain slide over, and she does open the door. And as you appear to see her for the first time, she has very pale skin, black hair, very slender build. You don't see any marks on her, though. Her clothes are fine. You don't see any marks on her.
Do you feel hurt or do you feel safe?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. I should introduce myself. I'm Colin Blackfoot, and I offer out a hand tentatively.
Alyssa, and she returns the handshake.
Alyssa, it's very
And I just sidle up, and I'm his partner. My name's Dale.
This is Cornelius. It's he's working this week.
She
I'm
kind
more-
of pokes her head out. Am I expecting anybody else?
Andresh is specifically down the hallway a little bit, just back against the wall, the same wall that the door is on, to stay out of sight.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
just
she
as-
did a full head out
Yeah.
look. So
And just as Dell sidles up, you just see Andresh, who's writing notes on their tablet or whatever, just.
And I think it's just going to be us, but the detective may come by later. It's just protocol, and if you don't feel safe, then you don't have to, obviously.
all right. What are you here to help with? I told you I'm fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, it was just to make sure that there were no immediate concerns or damages that needed to be taken care of. Do you feel safe in your apartment? Do you have a friend or somebody you can call over?
I can handle my own. I got away from the thing, so I'm fine. And as you two are appearing into the apartment, kind of behind her, the apartment's pitch black. You see curtains or heavy draw curtains have completely shrouded or covered the windows. So this room is just black. So outside of the hallway light emittance, you guys don't see much into her apartment at all.
But Alyssa, that's what we said your name was.
Yeah.
I understand you're a strong, independent woman, and that's amazing. You've been through a lot, and sometimes that trauma can take a minute to set in.
Are you trying to mansplain? I'm just kidding.
Can y'all quit shitting on Dell?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Dell is doing the nice thing. I think this is.
No, I'm just giving you shit. No, Alyssa is listening to you talk.
we're just here to... Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. And she just kind of does
Is there like a way to detect if there is some? Is she a? Do I sense any mist from this room? Just as we're standing
yes,
in
absolutely. You see the
I had
mist
a
kind of
sneaking
swirling at
suspicion.
her feet.
Okay.
From her?
Yes.
Okay, Alyssa. It's very clear to us, and I'm sure it's very clear to you, that there are things amiss in this city. Do we need to reveal more to make you feel comfortable with talking to us about what we're actually here to do?
No, not really. You guys are touched like I am. It is what it is. It's just kind of the city.
Exactly. And other people have been hurt by this. There have been... I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to. There have been 3 murders by the same creature that got to you. We're trying to A, ensure your continued safety, and B, get to the bottom of this. We have no ulterior motive. We understand that you've been through a lot. I'm not going to press you. However,
You guys can come in. And she kind of steps out of the way and opens the door fully for you guys to enter the apartment.
Much obliged.
appreciate it. Should we take our
Was it
shoes
just
off?
the 2 of you coming in?
Andresh will like look over to the detective and just nod, and then look back at the other 2, and it's the Return of the Jedi nod of just everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should we take our shoes off? I don't wanna
Yes,
dirty your-
yes, please.
Okay, Colin kicks off his Crocs that he's been wearing this whole time. No.
Hang on, give me a minute. And I like unlace these like metal like combat boots. Like, hang on, it's gonna be sick.
Not even
See,
steel toe, just full metal boot.
Well, there's like metal. It's like boots, but there's been some metal affixed.
He's got
to reinforce, like
he's got Raider
Cornelius,
boots
you
on
know
with
that
all-
like they invented these shoes. They float on water. They're really comfortable. You should like maybe those boots look very.
When it comes to inventions, I don't trust anything but my own.
That's fair. I assume these were yours because they're kind of.
Badass.
Oh no, not your boots. I meant the Crocs. I assume that you would invent the Crocs because they're kind
Oh
of.
no, I did not. I did not invent the Crocs. I can't take credit for such an amazing invention.
Of course.
Are we here for fashion advice, or are you guys here to...
Anyway, Alyssa, can you describe
Colin in
can
his
you describe
Technicolor
the
coat.
attack?
Yes.
And as you guys kind of step clear of the doorway, she shuts the door and walks a little bit into her living room, where she flips on a light, and all of the lights are very low emitting light bulbs.
Andresh will make their way over to the door, and not lean up against the door itself, but just lean up right next to it to see if they can catch an ear of what's going on.
Okay.
And
Meanwhile,
We'll
I'm gonna
reach-
be dumping information to you.
and we'll reach into their backpack and pull out one of the Raven drones,
Okay.
hold it up and activate it,
Okay.
and then it hovers on down the hallway trying to find a window outside.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so just we'll do that quick scene of the Raven drone kind of makes his way down the hallway and cuts right down the hallway, and then finds a window that it can empty or just go out. It's hot, it's summertime, it's dusk, so it manages to exit the window and circles around the building, maintaining its leveling so it knows what floor to stay on. Emma, are you watching the Raven drone in your wrist, or did you just set off the drone?
Watching it on the wrist computer, and
Okay.
trying to keep it somewhat hidden.
Go
Just so
ahead
that-
and give me a sneak around, because I know that is something you were trying to keep low level.
Yeah. And really, I'll just use the power tag looking over my shoulder for this one.
Oh, just kidding. Jeez.
That is... Yeah, that's a total of 4.
Cool. So with that 4, detective, it doesn't take detective skills to recognize that You just watch the drone go out, and then Andres kind of like tried to like sneakily look at his wrist from behind the.
Sorry, I'm not trying to keep that from.
Oh,
the detective.
gotcha. I'm sorry. That
no,
was
that's
the
right.
sneak around.
No, I would be trying to keep this from the detective.
Yeah, because that was something we established last episode. Because Raven drones would connect directly to.
Yeah.
The
no, I
broker.
forgot about that.
Do we want to retcon that back just a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to punish you for something that we forgot that we just established previously. So.
Reasonable.
Yeah,
Punish
I'm
it.
not gonna do it.
Okay, yeah. So we'll roll that back.
It's that paranoia again.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you're just kind of staying there at the doorway trying to listen in what you can. Detective, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be kind of info dumping to Andres. So like.
Okay.
So that was my partner for the you don't need to. It's not important. There's a fucking wolf that just came out of a supermarket just down the road. And yes, so remember big scary monster thing? Well, ding.
That was your email notification.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull it up on my. I'm gonna pull it up on my newspaper.
Hold on, you need to clarify to everybody what your newspaper is.
So my notebook, my newspaper.
You mentioned it twice, but have
so
not explained.
The newspaper, like my notebook thing, is basically it's a gatekeeper. I gotta find it now. Gatekeeping items. Essentially, for everyone it looks like a normal like notebook, but in the game it's just referenced as my newspaper.
Nice.
So it's my notebook, and if anybody were to like look at it, it's just looks like a notebook that's got notes in it, whatever.
So is that to
Anybody?
sleepers it looks like that, or even to those
To-
touched?
To everyone, it looks like that.
So it's enchanted. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Okay. Unless I allow them to see it, and so I'll literally, and it's almost like a tablet. Like,
Okay.
Think Harry Potter newspapers, the moving pictures, and like you can do the whole thing. And I'll literally just sit there and like wipe the screen and then show Andres and be like, you see it. So, and that's obviously the pictures of that Scarlett sent me. And this isn't that far away. And this happened. And then do they have like a timestamp?
Yeah, it absolutely has a timestamp. So what you're seeing with these stills is you're gonna see just a black and white image of a supermarket camera as you see a photo by photo of a time lapse of a wolf crashing down a hallway or one of the aisles, slamming into a display, knocking over some people as is like sliding across the floor, making its way through its cashiers, and then in a moment of panic as it is being surrounded by a bunch of people at the entrance, it jumps out of the window. The photos are going to change to the outside parking lot of the werewolf, then sprinting away out of line of sight.
He said werewolf. He said werewolf.
He said the words.
Wolf.
He said werewolf.
How large? Sorry, how big can you be a little more detailed in the size?
So from the images, it's kind of out. In general, it was hard to tell the size of this wolf.
They have those markings right by the door just so you can tell how tall something is.
How tall the wolf is?
But next to the people that it is knocking over, we're talking like its shoulders are probably mid-tier. So we're talking a sizable wolf is barreling through this store.
That's running on all fours.
Yes.
Okay.
But then you get one small photo, and at the actually give me an investigate.
All right. Let's see. What powers can I use here? I'll use. I guess I can. I'll use my the detective. So it's just the one power tech.
I'm gonna go Pete lowest.
Oh baby. I rolled min and max, so that's a 7 + 1, so that's 8.
Okay. So that was what, one power used?
Yep.
All right. So you get clue equal power of 1. So with that mixed, in the initial photo, in the aisle that the wolf was sprinting down, you see globs of something.
Okay. Odd. We talking like goo globs or like pieces globs?
It's difficult to make out in this like grainy still because it is a security market or supermarket level cameras. So,
all right.
You see large globs and then a little bit of droplets, but eventually the droplets stop. But the droplets were following the wolf as it was making its way out the store.
So, what time is what are the timestamps?
Timestamps are running 7:52, and you got the call from the detective at 7:58.
Okay.
AM?
PM.
Okay.
All right.
Quick turnaround.
So obviously, this thing is. What time is it now? Like 8:00 something.
Yo, yeah, we're talking. By the time she would get back, we're talking probably closer to 8:30 at this point.
Okay. So I mean, it's only been like half an hour, 45 minutes since this whole thing has transpired. I doubt this thing is still in the park, but could you maybe get a hold of the broker and get some eyes out there?
I can see what I can do. I'll be back in a moment.
All right, and we're going to do a hard cut into the inside of Penelope's apartment as the three of you are standing in her very dimly lit living room.
So, like I said, can you describe the attack for us?
I was making my way through the park. Something just kind of rustled in the bushes. Looked over, and this big wolf jumped at me. I fought it off and just ran away as quickly as I could.
We've seen this thing tear people literally limb from limb. How did you fight it off?
I don't know. Sometimes life just has your back, huh?
I don't know the etiquette of this stuff. I'm relatively fresh to the city as it stands. Is it inappropriate if we ask you things pertaining to whatever it is that makes the rest of us different? I'll be forthcoming if it makes you
You
feel
see her
comfortable.
get visibly uncomfortable.
Okay, I won't.
She kind of like tucks her hands in, but like as she was standing there cross, she tucks her hands that were like exposed and tucks them into under her arms, kind of hiding as much skin as she can.
I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, Alyssa. I apologize.
It's fine.
Can I use a roll to convince, and I'm going to use my power tag breakdown defense? Because this girl is keeping some walls up, but
All right, what theme was that under?
that was under a mythos. In love with love.
Okay. With that being the one, I will accept that. If it was one of your mechanical breakdown defenses, I would have told you no. But it revolves to emotion, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great power, yes.
Okay.
So that is going to be a... Are you trying to convince or are you trying to investigate here?
I'm trying to convince her to trust us and just be forthcoming with.
Okay.
What
Yeah, so go
happens?
ahead and give me a convince roll.
Can I help by any chance?
So that is going to be a change to the game. So yeah, go ahead and do your change and then how you plan on implementing your power to help here.
Just gonna use savvy or identify what matters in savvy and streetwise. I think that I'm already. Alex, I'm already kind of formulating what's going on.
No,
so
yeah, that's great. So yeah, go ahead and give me that. Change the game.
Oh, that's a 12. 5
holy
plus 5
shit.
plus 2 is 12.
Okay. So you got 2 juice for that because that was your plus power. That gives you 2 juice. On a 10 plus, you get a minimum of 2 juice. So that makes 4 juice.
Damn.
Whoa. So wait, I get a juice per power.
So you get your juice per power, and then on a 10 plus, you get a minimum of 2 juice. So I'm giving you 4 juice for that. And you also get to have your juice scale up the effect. So greater area or more targets, prolong the effect, hide the effect, or any other improvement that the MC agrees on. So,
okay, I think I'm just gonna amplify whatever Cornelius is trying to.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this
I'll spend
scene,
one of my juice.
In regards to speaking with Penelope, you guys will have 4 juice applicable to assisting here.
Okay.
And then Boser, go ahead and give me that convince roll.
I rolled a 7 plus my 1 power. Can I?
So that would give you an 8.
Or would it not make a difference? 8 to 9.
So 8 to 9 would not make a difference here, but if you add that and then use one of the juice here, that would give you an additional +1, which would put you at a 10.
Okay, then I'll use charming as fuck, power tag, and a juice.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that would put you at your 10. You guys now have 3 juice left for this scene. So on a 10, you change their agenda to include yours, or at least for the time being. So with that 10, you have opened her up to trusting you guys to speaking with you.
So listen, Alyssa, I can see that you are a person who likes to protect yourself, and clearly you can do a fine job of doing that all on your own, and I respect the hell out of that. But all we're trying to do is protect others from letting the atrocity that has happened, that you somehow avoided, not happen again.
Listen, I'm
We're
a
all on
fucking
the same
vampire.
team.
You have something out here killing people. I can't. I have to. You guys have to keep this between us.
Of course.
Like
We're
nobody
not
else
going
can
to.
know.
None of us are gonna judge you for the choices or the.
Are you sure?
the
Because fucking
things that we're
everybody else
forced on.
does.
No, honey. Wait, who chose this?
And at this
Colin,
point, you
did
see
you
her
choose
kind of
this?
pacing around the living room, still visibly uncomfortable, but willing to communicate with you.
None of
guys.
us chose this, and to choose to keep it to yourself is not something that we would hold at all against you. It's
Of course not.
understandable.
Listen, okay,
But-
so it attacked me, and she kind of pulls out her hands, and you see her fingers have more turned into very sharp talons, almost. You can, as she talks, you see fangs on her big canine teeth. You see that those are a little sharper, more to a point. Her fair skin gets much, much more gray-toned as you recognize that she is a vampire.
She's not just pale.
Yeah, so she's not just pale. She gray white. She
she that white.
yeah. Listen, I only go out and I take blood from blood banks. I don't attack anybody. I'm not responsible for everything going on here.
No, we're not cops. You know that. We are not cops. We aren't here to judge you or talk to you about anything that you do in your life. We're only here to talk to you about what happened to you and stop it from happening to anybody else. So what attacked you? What did it look like, please?
At first, I thought it was a wolf, but then as we were fighting and going back and forth, like it wasn't really a wolf. It was fucking disgusting. It was gross, and there was like globs of skin on top of it, and it was fucking gnarly, and its breath was disgusting. It was one of the, like, obviously I'm around death all the time and blood, and this thing smelled fucking disgusting, and I can't get it out of my nostrils. Like, it's the only thing I can smell.
Can you place what that smell might have been?
Decay? It was fucking atrocious.
And do you have any idea why it attacked you?
I was the only person around. I don't know. I was just walking towards the blood bank.
Now, here's the interesting thing, listen. According to the other attacks, it's only attacked people that live here in this building. Do you have any idea why?
To rob them? I don't know. Like, I don't even have anything here worth stealing.
I don't think that it was to rob people. However, we should be forthcoming. This thing has been in the apartments.
What the fuck?
Have you hosted, or do you intend to host any other people?
No. I mean, my girlfriends come by once in a while, but no.
If you feel
And that's the thing, I can't figure out why it would even come back to the apartments.
I don't know, man. We didn't really have a conversation. I managed to cut its eye pretty good, and it got it to back off, and I just ran.
I don't know if we should leave this person alone.
I think I can maybe make something to help with that.
I was going to offer to stay, or
I appreciate you. I'm okay. I'll lock the doors. I'll be fine.
I understand that you're confident and comfortable, but it's slaughtered people before, and you're one person even if you touched them.
Listen, I genuinely appreciate you. I don't know you two from Adam. I offered you in as a courtesy to help. I'm okay.
We appreciate that. Do you mind, just for not only your safety, but for our intelligence, do you mind if I just leave something outside your door just to let us know if something comes this way?
I mean, is it a camera? Like, I don't need to
No,
be
it's
that
not a
weird
camera.
person.
No, it's no camera. It's just something to alert me later if something... Do you plan on leaving tonight?
No, I'm gonna be here for a while.
I don't
Then
need
it's just
your
a...
phone number.
What?
A phone number? You guys have phones, right?
Well, of course I do. I'm not a Neanderthal, but...
Like, that's such a weird question. Who doesn't have a phone?
Just answer the question when you need for a phone number.
You can leave a phone number. But in the heat of the moment, what's she gonna call when she's getting tore up with the throat up?
Hey,
Ghostbusters,
let's
probably.
Probably not the best language to use around somebody who's just attacked. Just
She
Or-
doesn't seem
or
too
a
phased
vampire.
either, listen.
or a vampire, yeah.
I think she can take care of herself, but
Listen, yeah, you can leave something outside the door, but I would prefer if people weren't in my apartment. I'm not really one for overnight guests.
Understandable.
thank you for your hospitality. Listen, here's my phone number. I'm gonna just jot it on a scrap piece of paper from my bag.
Colin's
You give me a call.
Colin's also gonna write down a phone number, but it goes to the Blockbuster.
Thanks.
Ask for Colin. I've got a lot of people managing my cellular phone.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll call you if something happens.
Thank you. You stay safe, will you?
Yeah, you guys too.
If you think of anything else, don't feel free to give Cornelius a call.
Oh, okay. And she's gonna kind of start like physically trying to like push you guys towards the door. It's like body language, like it's time for you to go.
I slide effortlessly into my Crocs and I leave.
Well, it's gonna be a minute. All right, just take my boots outside.
All right, are you in 4x4 mode or are you in?
I'm in attack mode right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So once we get outside, I'm just
You
gonna
hear
look
the
around.
deadbolt latch. You hear the chain slide across.
I'm just gonna kind of look around. Like, oh shit. All right. And I see a trash can down the hallway,
Okay.
as well as a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
For emergencies.
Curious to know where this is going.
Yeah, just I don't quite have what I said I had, so just give me a sec. And I'm gonna grab the trash can and grab the fire extinguisher, and in quick time, like those touched by the rift can almost see this kind of metallic steampunk arm appear where Dell's missing arm was. And you see these materials get broken down and chopped apart and repurposed, and using the pin from the fire extinguisher and the handle, and just using the trash can as sheer pieces of the metal to create this small, to the rest of the world it would look like a lightning bug.
Oh.
But I'm gonna create that little lightning bug, and then also create something that I can strap around my wrist that almost speaks to itself. So what I'm doing, I need to roll for scrap for parts and breath of life.
So we're going to make this a change the game.
Okay.
And this will be something that we can establish as a defense if something were to come back towards Alyssa. You would have a prompt, immediate notice of that circumstance.
Yes. That's what I want.
And then what were the powers you were using on that?
Scrap for parts.
Yep.
And breath of life. So
sure.
That
yep. So that's going to be a plus 2.
Did you just make a directional anti-personnel mine?
Not a mine. It doesn't blow up or anything.
It's a yours.
Okay.
It just lets me know. I'm not trying to blow Alyssa up.
I thought that you just jury-rigged a fucking claymore to this woman's door.
No, it's more like
Her girlfriend shows up and it's just like, ah!
Just
there's been another murder. It was the wolf. It blew her face off. No, I rolled an 8 plus 2 is a 10.
All right,
Nice.
so yeah, so with a 10, so in that, 2 juice were created. On a 10, you can choose the scale up the effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect. Or if there's something else you are wanting it to do, we can discuss that quickly.
I'd like to hide the effect so that if anything does come that way,
Absolutely.
because it's very small, and to the rest of the world, Sleepers is going to look like a small lightning bug, or even like a beetle. Maybe not a lightning bug, so it doesn't light up.
So
A
D&D
beetle.
reference, it'd be like a scutterbug.
Yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck is a scutterbug?
Exactly what he just built here was something, a little recon jittery bug that can go into a room and record audio and video and then feed back to its owner.
Oh, like the one I have in your guys' rooms. Got it. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah,
In this microphone.
exactly. So do you leave the newly found device? Do you put it like on? Where do you leave that, like in vicinity to Penelope or Alyssa's home?
I leave it on the inside of the door jamb.
Oh, I like that. So yeah, we're gonna
you wouldn't
have
see
it
it coming
fly
up, but-
off of your hand, and at first it looks exactly as you described. It's a mechanical little thing, but as it flies, you see it almost camouflaged perfectly as the mist kind of shrouds over it, as it matches the pink theme perfectly. As it lands, it almost, even to you guys, it's practically invisible.
And then there's just this also little like wristwatch full of gears. It doesn't really tell the time. It's just got a bunch of gears on it with a leather strap around my existing arm that I just keep there, and it's connected.
Nice. Okay, so the 4 of you are back together outside Alyssa Penelope's front door.
Yeah, Andresh took off.
Oh, that's right, because you were
after
going
the-
to. All right. So let's cut to that. Where does Andresh go to contact the broker?
Honestly,
Excuse me.
I don't. Andresh would try and make their way to like a fire escape or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say Andresh just kind of walks out the hallway. You've got an open window at the end of the hallway that you can kind of step out in. It's just going to be a standard fire escape.
And we're we're not on one of the higher floors here, right?
Yes, you are on the 74th floor.
Oh, okay, so it is one of the higher floors.
Yes.
That is. So at this point, this is when Andresh will reach, like, after getting out into the fire escape, looking around, will reach into the backpack and pull out the Raven drone.
Perfect.
Like, hold it out, activate it so it starts hovering there, and then pull up the feed on their little data pad computer thing, and send the Raven drone down towards the park just to try and do like a drone overview.
Sure.
And try to see if there is. Try and find the market, the supermarket first.
Okay.
And then from there, try to see if we can find, like, there was the trail leading through the aisles at the store. I want to see if I can pick that trail back up from the parking lot.
Okay. So that's going to be an investigate roll.
All right. We'll do. What can I use for that? I mean, eye for detail, Raven drones. I think I'll just use the 2 power for this.
Okay.
And we'll say that the Raven drones, the thing that I'm using from that is that, like, we're using its little telescopic lens and everything to zoom in, try and zoom in on the proper areas.
All right, so that'll be a +2.
Damn, I am not rolling well today. So a total of 7.
Okay, so you do get, because that is a hit, you do get your 2 clues equal power. So that'll give you a 7 to 9. So as again, just you guys reminder, investigation exposes you to a danger. Clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true, part false. Whoever or whatever you are asking the questions can ask 1 question as well.
And so, yeah, with the 2 clues, I'm trying to find which direction the wolf went from the parking lot.
And then on your 7 to 9, are you wanting the exposes you to a danger, or are you wanting the... Oh, no, I choose that. Just
you picked
kidding.
that one out.
You're right. I keep forgetting that. The verbiage they use confuses me every time. All right, so as you are kind of dancing, have we established how big the Raven drones are?
About this big.
Okay, gotcha. So as you are on the fire escape, do you pull out a Raven drone, or do you just kind of like summon one that's already out in Pandora?
I wouldn't have one in this area. We're not in the neon pillars.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so just pulled it out of my backpack and activated it.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You springs life from your hand. Its little front reticle focuses in on you as you input the data coordinates and what you need it to do, and it kind of spins around. And then we're going to change our shot to it following the Raven drone as it drops down at tremendous speeds down the... What the fuck is this place called?
Echelon Heights.
Echelon Highrise. Thank you.
Highrise.
As it shoots down the building and kind of gets down low to street level, as flying in between feet and cars, as it makes its way to the parking lot of the supermarket. A quick shot of somebody, a woman with fiery red hair, is walking into the supermarket as the Raven drone. I'm going to go ahead and just add a cool feature to this to make it, well, because I can. I'm going to say it has a decent camouflage ability installed to it, because obviously with Andresh and the broker being paranoid and using Raven drones, there's going to have some level of stealth ability to it. It's not going to be perfect, but it is going to allow you to kind of exist in some level of anonymity. So as you fly into the broken window, you see that red-haired individual flash a badge to the people in the supermarket as she begins discussing, as the Raven drone begins to pinpoint in on these globs of something on the floor.
It's doing like the Arkham Batman like scanning and everything. Cool.
Exactly.
Right.
And as it scans, it flashes up the DNA hex as you recognize skin and blood is thrown throughout the floor, and it follows back through where the very large globs are existing in one of the aisleways, and as it then spins back around and follows as the globs get smaller and smaller, eventually going back through that broken glass window and back outside. The trail gets a little bit difficult to follow here as the drone kind of sways back and forth before picking up on something towards the park as it manages to find a rather large hole in the brush. The drone follows through, following back around, and it leads to a little pathway in the park where you see a lot of blood and flesh. And it's pretty easy to quick out that this was the attack scene because there are still officers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
All right.
those are real cops, right?
Yeah, cops are still at scene, collecting evidence and doing what they do, waiting for the Kremzik or fucking CFU or whatever forensic crime lab. Is that FC? Whatever. As the crime lab is coming. Is waiting, so they've got that little area patrolled and blocked off, and the drone once again picks up on little minor drops of blood because it's now following this blood trail as it's making its way back towards the Echelon High-Rise, but the blood trail is lost through the crowd and the drone can't pick up a trail from there.
Okay. Second clue. I don't know what else to look for here.
Where is it headed?
I mean, that was the first clue. It's kind of I lost the trail as it was kind of headed in the general direction of the high rise.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
And
Wait, it's
so,
headed towards the high rise?
in the general direction of it, yeah. Well, because it's this. I've picked up or followed the trail into the park, and this park is huge, and so, like, where do I lose the trail? Like, kind of in the middle of the park, and again, just not like. It's not obvious that it's going straight to the high rise. It's just
Right, it's
trailing
heading
off in
back
that
towards that
direction.
direction, correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, we're thinking, yeah, it's probably going back to the high rise because of,
Evidence
Context.
we've gathered. Yeah.
right. But Andres is trying to make sure. Going to the crimes or the attack scene in the park.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and use the drone to eavesdrop on some of the conversations that are going on between the cops.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what specific. That'll be it. That'll just be the clue. What can I overhear from the cops?
No, so we'll make that. So we'll cut that scene back to Andres watching the monitor on his forearm. You have a little reset or a recep in your ear, so you can pick up the audio, and you hear static as it channels into the correct. And you hear one of the officers. This shit's getting pretty wild, man. This is 3 murders, and then suddenly it can't. Just one random small person manages to fight it off. Like, that don't make much sense at all. You know what I'm saying? And the other cop's like, look, man, I don't know. I'm here to listen, man. We are not the detectives. We're here to block off. That's it. Stop trying to speculate. They got away. That's what matters. That's a win in my book. We've disrupted his plan. We're getting close to capturing this guy.
Cops claiming credit for things that they're not doing.
What?
Spot,
No, they never
spot the
do
lie.
that.
Spot the lie. Somebody. Sorry. I'm not a radical. Spot the lie.
God damn it.
But yeah, so that would be be a conversation. It's picking up. It's them just going the back and forth, waiting for the forensic team to show up on scene. Do you keep the drone there long enough for forensics to show up?
I mean, at this point, Andres will kind of just like take the drone up and have just kind of a bird's eye view,
Okay.
waiting there, so that I can tune back in later.
Sure,
Then
absolutely.
Will make their way back inside and
Gotcha.
to meet up with everyone.
Sure, we'll say the drone kind of flies over into one of the trees overlooking the little crime scene, and it just perches down, watching, waiting for your next command.
Cool.
All right, and then
That's
we'll
real.
hard cut back to you three. What are the three of you doing as you guys finish your conversation with Miss Penelope?
Y'all, I think it's a wolf.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you guys went in, I got more information from my one of my colleagues. Yeah, yes, it is a wolf. Actually, Andresh is. They're trying to get a beat on it now.
What? It's been seen?
Yeah, shortly before the attack on Alyssa, it busted through a supermarket and went a little crazy in the park.
What the hell are we doing here?
Obviously, I'm waiting for you guys, but Andresh is trying to find her. They're talking with the broker. Hopefully, the broker has something out there. And maybe we caught something, but I do have some images of the wolf.
Something that could only be caught by smell-o-vision. We know that it smells like decay, and there was a similar scent in Hemming's apartment. The thing isn't just the wolf, there's something else weird going on, and I believe we should stay on our toes if we're gonna approach this thing.
Okay, so...
Alyssa said that it smelled like it was dying, and that it had bits of flesh on it.
Well,
It
I'm
was-
from some of the pictures that I've received, it's literally like mounds and globs of flesh and skin and whatever. So I'm assuming whenever this thing transforms, it literally sheds its body.
So we're talking about a werewolf.
I think so.
Could be something else. I'm just saying we should be careful.
I would say about this time is probably the time Andresh makes his way back in from the fire escape, turning the corner to get back with his potential crew.
There's a crime scene that is being investigated in the park currently. Trail went cold in the park, headed in this direction. No confirmation that it is heading, that the wolf is heading here. Oh, hi Colin, hi Del. No confirmation that the wolf is heading back here to the high-rise, but just headed in this general direction through the park.
Detective, your phone begins to ring again.
Ah, shit.
And you scan this one first because it is Pierce Snyder.
Hello.
All right, somebody remind me what the fuck his voice was. I haven't done it. I don't remember it.
For at
Normal.
oh
Okay.
So yeah, normal.
Yeah.
my client.
There's another attack. I thought you guys were on this.
Well, obviously the timeline has moved up.
No
It's
shit.
supposed to have 2 more days. We're working on it. Scarlett's at the scene at the market. I'm at the high-rise, I'm at the high-rise right now. We were just talking to that victim, and she's lucky she's not a sleeper, or else she probably wouldn't have made it.
I had to stop and think if you guys knew if Pierce was a sleeper or not, and I just realized obviously you would not.
Yeah.
So
I thought we got Mythos vibes from him.
Yeah, that's
We
what
saw
I meant. I was trying to think
his-
if you guys had that conversation or not, so that was my delay there.
Yeah.
So we need to get this shit taken care of now. There's a reason I brought you all into this. Get this shit done.
I'm working on it, alright? I'm
Click.
doing...
Just called to complain. What a boss thing to do. What, like, upper management? Can you fix this now? I told you to fix it. Why isn't it fixed? Goodbye.
I really hate working with that guy.
Yeah, the times
Yeah,
I've
don't
worked with him
worry.
haven't worked out for me that well either. So
Well, it's a first. Let's see if it works out for me.
here's hoping.
I'm learning to hate him very quickly.
Insert backstory that's not actually backstory. You have worked with him before.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end
Just
this
kidding.
scene as you guys making your way down the hallway back to the elevator. Where would you guys like to take this story next?
Well, it seems like it's coming this way, and so we got to put ourselves between it and these high rise.
Well, we can
We
look
don't-
around heading towards the crime scene in the park. I think that's gonna be our best area.
Oh, well, you
pick up
got
a
to
solid
think,
lead.
Boser, not to cut you off at the knees. Just kind of help make sure you're on the same page. The imaging that it would have picked up was about a half hour ago.
So
It's
it's
not-
already here.
Wherever it is would have had some time has passed. Not a whole lot of time, but a
What
chunk
was
of time
the-
has passed here.
What was the doorman's name again?
Daryl.
Daryl.
I would like
I'll
to
never forget.
walk up to Daryl. If that's possible.
Sure, absolutely. As he opens the door for you guys. 1, 2, 3. Who's the fourth?
Hello, Daryl. I'm Colin Blackfoot. I don't believe we met. And I'm gonna offer a handout.
Yeah, pleasure, bud.
Yeah. Sorry. 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 Just Boser's reaction.
Oh, you're brand new. Like, oh, pleasure. A charming, just trying to be friendly, and you're like, oh no, I don't trust you. What the fuck?
I don't know what to tell you. I just have a people. I think it's the myth. I don't think it's me.
Literally,
anyways.
what my myth is built. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you want from me.
Carry on. Carry on.
Cornelius, I'm
Without
sorry.
revealing what Dell is, you got to think what the revealed King Arthur looks like versus what your myth looks like. The energies there are vastly different.
Wait, I'm sorry. You just said his name, and I'm already.
Daryl a sleeper?
Daryl is
Or
Daryl a
No,
sleeper?
but
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
in my own head canon, like the energies still emit out to sleepers regardless. So Colin would be a much more approachable because the energy he puts out into the world
Vanilla.
would be more kingly as compared to the unknown individual in lore is not very
yes.
approachable.
Yeah, just
Colin
vanilla.
truly is a vanilla king.
I'm Vanilla King. Yeah. Well, Daryl, it's nice to meet you.
I missed you when you came in. That's my bad.
Right. I came in through the back. I'll be honest.
Don't do that.
I didn't realize there was a doorman in a I live in a building where, like, the landlord is trying to kill me. I'm pretty sure. That's a story for another time. It's nice to see the
Detective,
door.
you should do something about that.
Well, it's more like a metaphorical trying to kill me. He raises the rent all the time, and it's a pain in the ass.
In the future, you gotta come through the front here.
All right, I will. Hey, has anybody walked in here in the last 30 minutes or so?
Just Miss Penelope.
Nobody else is coming through the front?
Negative.
All right. Well, thank you, Daryl. We're worried that something might be approaching, so if you have a possible security measure, I would consider implementing or utilizing.
He pats himself on the chest.
I pat myself on the chest too. I don't know. Yeah, same. Cool.
To paint the image, he was patting his like ribs to indicate that he's probably armed.
I know. I don't think that Colin made that connection because he's used to people wearing things on like their hips or like being out in public, because that's what security, like prison security, wears. It's like out visible. So.
Gotcha. I like that. That's funny. Detective, keep these boys in line.
Look, I couldn't if I tried.
Y'all be safe now.
Likewise.
Bye, Daryl.
You guys had a hard time with him on the way in. I don't understand what you did wrong. He seems like a pretty.
No, Daryl's a pretty upstanding guy. Dell, on the other hand, is not.
I'm
didn't talk to him.
upstanding 24/7.
You don't sit down.
I bet you are upstanding 24/7.
Wink.
Yo,
Ding. Ding.
did
I was
you
gonna
say
say.
wink? Did you say wink for our podcast listeners?
Correct.
Yes.
Got to make sure they get the full immersion.
You know what? To be honest, I said it because I said it, not for anybody.
The funny
Just
part,
when
he
I wink,
said
I
wink,
have to
I
say
don't know
it.
if he actually winked though.
Is he actually winking if he doesn't say wink?
No.
So heading out onto the street.
And foot traffic has picked up substantially.
Can I keep my nose open? Just sniffing. Probably
just,
too
like,
aggressively.
Unzip it.
Yeah, I just unzip the. No, I'm just
Who is
sniffing. I'm trying to get a smell of the decay, so I'm trying to
Oh,
aggressively.
gotcha.
Yeah, like.
That
I
would
don't
be
care if I'm
a-
because I have a hard. One of my tags is have a hard time making friends, so I'm gonna roleplay that as him. People are walking by and Colin's just kind of leaning over, going
I wish you weren't
every so
awkward.
often, just like.
that would be an investigation.
Oh, I'm actually rolling this. I was just trying to. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna roll with a -1.
Okay, what weakness are you invoking there?
Can't make friends, aka a little awkward.
Okay, go ahead.
That weird guy.
Yeah, I'm just a little weird. Okay. So
And then make sure you mark attention to that.
Sure. So is attention the tag next to it, the invoke or whatever?
No, so at the top of that theme you have attention and crack/fade.
Okay, so I mark
because you
an
are
attention.
implementing that weakness, you get attention. Once you get 3, that theme will power up.
Okay. I rolled. I rolled a 7 -1.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I could have done something good there.
You
Can
smell
anybody
nothing.
wait? Can somebody
you
help me
smell
possibly?
nothing but Dell's cologne.
Could I get help possibly?
I don't know what you're doing. Bro.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. No, that's
I don't
weird.
know if I can help you with your own
I don't have anything to.
It was a bit of an ass.
Unless somehow I can give you discipline.
You guys all get a bunch of weird, the passerbys are giving weird fucking looks as Colin just.
Look, I'm not with him or him. I'm with them.
Was Miss Penelope injured at all from the attack?
Nah, she was golden.
Well,
She
great,
took
but
care of her own.
sorry,
No scratches, no bites.
None.
none that we could see. But that doesn't. I'll be honest, she wasn't very forthcoming, so we weren't able to get much from her.
I think she got pretty honest there at the end that it attacked. She took care of her own, and it looked like a big old wolf that had bits of flesh hanging off it.
She seems scared enough by something that is reasonably scary. So
How was she able to fight it off?
She's
Missed.
special.
I see. Well then,
All right, so
The
brief
sooner we get to
pause. Just quick question here. We are at 142. This would be a good break point if we wanted to call this an episode, and we could possibly squeeze in a second. I don't know if you guys have hard outs at 12, if we can roll over just a little bit and get a second episode in today, or do you
I
guys
have
want
to watch Seamus's dog.
Okay.
So I do have a heart out.
Yeah, he's,
Okay.
He's in
At noon?
Chi-Town.
Yeah,
Okay,
oh,
that might
he's-
be pushing it for a second then, so we can just roll this one into a longer. I just thought I'd ask
Okay,
if
yeah,
we
yeah.
had the availability today.
No, I'm sorry. I should have said
No
something,
worries.
But
Nope,
I just
no
don't want to leave
worries.
his dog there too long. So
I was just looking at time, and I was like, we're in that awkward point where we could possibly pull one off. And again, I don't like forcing you guys into staying longer than you need to. So.
well, let's do this real quick. Since we're at a good breaking point, we can just take a quick break.
Yeah.
For us, we can refill drinks and everything. As usual, this will just be a quick 5-second break for those watching or listening.
Could we cut and then just come straight back and you guys not know it? Yes. Will we? No, because Boser made that dope-ass technical difficulties, and we will use that as much as possible, even if
So
it's not
true.
technical difficulties.
But yeah, so we'll be back in just a second for you.
And break.
All right, so you guys are outside of the high rise.
Not
Colin
even
and-
welcome back. Okay.
Nope, we're going straight back into it.
It's ghost
I'm loving
time.
this shit.
I wanted to talk about Colin sniffing people.
Nice, all right.
And not coming up with anything other than a disgusted look as Dell's cologne fills his nostrils, stopping him from picking up on any scent of decay. Where do you guys plan on going next?
To the bar. No,
I believe the park. There was
Okay.
the new crime scene there.
Okay.
Should some of
I'm
us stay?
concerned that we're gonna hit the park. Yeah, I'm concerned we're gonna hit the park and then it's gonna get past us and attack Alyssa, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
I'd like to stay at least at the high rise. I know that I'm not as able to get to and from the park as fast as you guys. So if anybody should stay here, it should probably be the person on foot.
I told you, you can ride in the front seat of the cruiser. You don't have to sit in the back. That was
I'm
a
pretty
joke.
okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna stay here.
Actually,
I do think somebody
is,
should stay. That's the only reason, though. At this point.
is there a pawn shop nearby?
You tell me, sir. You get to create these things and insert them into the world.
This is the nice part of town.
Doesn't matter. Still Metropolis.
True. You can have like
It's
crappy pawn shops right next to it. I mean, they'd probably have great business because there's an apartment complex and people love to pawn their shit up before they move.
It's true. Actually, I think I'm gonna be a little more helpful. Colin, if you're gonna stick around here, and you two are going to the park,
I guess so.
I'm gonna run a quick errand, if that's all right, and I'll meet y'all at the park.
All right. Well, I mean, it is kind of getting a little late, so I mean, if I see them tonight, I'll see you. But I mean,
Oh no, you'll see me tonight
and
at the park. At the park, Cooper.
I don't need you showing up at my house.
Again.
You know we never met at your house.
The adult store on 34th, though.
It's good shit.
What do you know?
So
what do
I
you know
just- I
about
go-
Lion's Den?
I was gonna say that it was called Rule because it's on 34th Street.
And note the Lion's Den.
What exit is
Rule
that?
on 34th. God damn it.
No, I do like that though. The rule on 34th. It's rule 34. That's good.
Yep, that's a good one.
Good.
If only there was.
I'm gonna walk across the street and jump on my bike, and I'm just gonna head over a few blocks
To 34th Street.
to make a quick stop at 34th Street, and then on
33rd.
35th Street there's a pawn shop.
All right. So, what order do you guys want to do your scenes? We've got Colin staying at the high rise, Dell going to the pawn shop, and then Andresh and Detective Cooper were going towards the crime scene. Correct?
Do we want to do it that order? Because I feel like those could be two shorts and then the long.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, Colin, what is your plan staying around the high rise?
Well, I imagine that Daryl is going to be pretty on alert, so I think what he's going to do is he's going to give Daryl a heads up that Colin's going to be walking around. So I think Colin kind of, he puts his Crocs into defense mode, four-wheel drive, that is, and he kind of like slings the tube to be more underarm than across his back.
Okay.
And he kind of just walks up. So he's got it more like just on a single shoulder at this point. And he's going to walk over to Daryl and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the area. Yell if anything happens or if you need me. I'll be here."
You got it, bub. And he puts his fist out to tap Knuckles.
Puts his hand over the over the fist. Great. I'll be around, and just kind of goes to the back entrance that he came in through earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Well,
because.
Knuckle bumping wasn't a thing in the early thousands.
Well, I think Colin is just he's got moments where like things are serious and he needs to be present and is more socially available, but when he's like a little stressed or things are maybe getting tense, he kind of devolves to what the fuck no. Like his brain is still kind of coping with stress in the same way that it did when he was in prison, which is to be on his guard and to be a little like, guarded. So
I like it.
And are you just patrolling the block, or are you just going down back and forth down that back alleyway?
How large is the block? Basically the entire complex.
Basically, yeah.
I want to ask Daryl, are there any other entrances or ways in? I know that sounds like I'm not gonna go in without running it by you again, but I just want to know.
That's just the two.
Just the front and the back? Okay.
Nice and simple.
No fire escapes?
I mean, just the ones coming down the building, but...
Okay. I'll just be kind of walking along the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
See you, Daryl. I'm gonna just I'll just go back and forth, I guess, but I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for anything that is suspicious or give me alarm. I think I'm probably the worst person to have left here because I don't have a phone. I'm starting to realize. Oh well.
You have a sword.
I do have a sword. That's cool. That's something.
Boser. We're gonna do a hard cut to Dell. Dell drives a motorcycle, correct? All right, and Dell's on his way to the Rule on 34th.
Yeah, you put that other arm down. You only have one.
I'm gonna bypass. I'm gonna do a looky-loo past the Rule on 34th, and I'll be back.
It's a little busy tonight.
Ooh, it must be 2 for 1. It's a Thursday.
It's arcade night.
There's a line out the door.
Oh, Cheryl's in town. So I just drive past, and I go a few blocks.
Who is Cheryl?
And I roll up to the pawn shop. And do you describe this pawn shop, or do I describe this pawn shop?
Go ahead and describe that pawn shop as I pull up Cantina 13.
So, like all pawn shop, it's got like bars on the windows. It says "We buy gold" on the front, and pawn. It's got that little 3 balls, which I've never understood what that meant. With the lines connecting them, and it's got like a flickering light or a flickering sign, and it just says "Pawn's Pal."
Pawn's Pal.
Liz, Pawn's Palace. Pawn Palace.
All right.
You know, your friendly neighborhood Pawn Palace. And I park my bike in the little small, like 4-stall parking lot.
Here's the question.
And
do you get handicap parking?
of course I do.
Asking the important questions.
Sure, look at the plate, buddy.
Is that a thing? I'm sure it is. I just don't know.
Pawn's
and
Palace.
And I roll in, open the door, and it's got that to show that somebody walked in the door.
The bell over the door.
No, but one of those really annoying chimes.
Okay, so as you enter into the pawn shop is absolutely empty, but from behind the counter, a female pops up. She's got she has black overalls, a purple undershirt, and a purple hat on her head. Hey, how can I help you?
Hey, how's it going, dear?
It's going. What you got?
Hey, listen, I'm hoping you can help me with something. I got a buddy's birthday coming up, and I just want to give him something, like, something kind of cool, but he really likes silver. What you got in the silver department?
She gives you a look like she's like, do you want silver or do you want silver? As you see mist circling around her.
Oh, you know what? The second option kind of intrigues me.
She kind of does a quick look around before her hand goes under the counter and presses a button as silver sliders cover the front window as all of the walls flip around and the pawn shop gets filled with purple mist.
Well, do I keep my pants on for this, or?
I will shoot you.
Okay, on's fine. On's fine.
And you hear the cocking of a pistol underneath the counter.
I hear you, darling. There's gonna be no funny business. I'm just here for a gift.
All right, what you looking for?
So what you got in the silver department?
You need silver dagger, silver spear, silver sword, silver bar, silver gun.
What do you got?
Silver and gold.
Well, primarily silver bullets, but I'm open to some other options as long as I can price it out.
Yeah, I've got those as well. And she turns around and opens a massive case. As the door opens, you see tears begin to like fall out and like slides that vary in depth. She starts quickly opening and closing them and throwing things behind her willy-nilly. Then eventually pulls out a box and then drops it onto the counter in front of you.
Hell, I like this. What's this run?
A lot. What you got?
I dropped $200.
All right, that gets you about 10.
I'm trying to think. Okay. All right. 10 bullets for 200.
All right. And she pulls out 10 rounds, putting them in a smaller case for you.
Well, this just
Oh,
got
and I
much
forgot to
easier
mention,
than
she has a septum piercing with a one of the mustache.
Okay.
I am in love. Alex, am in love.
Can I ask your name, friend?
Can you ask her number for me?
Right. Because she needs to now be a permanent part of this campaign.
Emily.
I'm gonna write that down.
Damn right it is. Sorry.
Emily. Oh my god, she's became the coolest character in this whole campaign.
You say cool, but I hear a 3-letter word that.
On Palace. Mustache septum piercing.
Cool.
So cool.
Into the real role play. For Dell, at least. That's the real role play.
I'm gonna ride that mustache someday. Emily, my name's Cornelius Averdelius III, but my friends call me Dale, and I would not hate if we could be friends, because you have quite the setup here.
And you are making this really weird. Pay me.
I think Colin
kinda
likes
my
this
MO,
person as well.
All right, I dropped $200.
She takes the full case of silver bullets back and gives you a small little container with the 10 silver bullets laid out on green felt in a small brown box.
So you just kind of got like anything anybody needs in here, right?
You name it, I got it. I don't have it, I procure it. That's how my business is ran. That's why this is Pawn's Palace.
Yeah. This is my first time in, but it will not be my last.
We'll see about that. And she taps the button again as everything flips back to the pawn shop and the front shutters open back up.
Hey, Emily, you have a wonderful night.
Stop being weird or you're not coming back.
Just being friendly.
One of
And
these
I
days,
tip my-
Del
And
will
she
get
has,
his
she
due.
still has one hand on the countertop and one is still clearly under the counter, palming her piece.
Well, I'm gonna leave palming my piece.
That's disgusting.
Don't say that out loud,
No.
because you were about to face a danger, my man.
No. I want to stay on Emily's good side. We need her for this whole fucking campaign. And I'm just gonna leave out the door, hop on my bike, and head towards the park
Okay.
with a grin on my face.
I'm excited to see what you use these bullets for.
Honestly, I was gonna use my powers to use anything to silver to turn them into bullets, but Emily made it easy. Done.
Because, I'm just excited to see the gun that you procure. Because we have not seen one yet.
Well, I got more than a few secrets up my sleeve.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm excited.
So as the scene cuts from Dell riding off, it will cut to the detective and Andresh riding in the cruiser, pulling up to the parking lot to get back into Edith Park and making their way towards the crime scene. A chunk of area has been taped off. The two cops that Andresh was eavesdropping on earlier are still there guarding. And you see the forensic unit is closing everything up and making their way back towards their van.
Andresh steps out of the back.
Unfortunately, you can't just step out of the back. I gotta open the door. That's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
She's like trying to open the door. I'm like, hold on.
The detective's walking away until Andresh is beating on the window.
Shit, my bad.
No,
Look, I'm not a good cop.
you hear just a pound on the window a couple of times. You open the door, and Andresh is just lying across the back seat.
Just like tapping it with her foot. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't been a street cop in a while. No one really sits in the back.
I don't understand why. It's rather comfortable.
Well, it's the perk.
So what type of cruiser does the detective have? Are we talking Crown Vic or are we talking
Yeah, probably.
Chevy Impala?
Probably. Whoa. Let's go with the Crown Vic just because it's iconic.
Okay.
It's iconic.
Is it like an old beater Crown Vic though, or is it like, does it look brand new even though it's a 40-year-old car?
It probably. No, I've taken good care of it.
Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. You are driving in the Inn's Crown Vic because of your job. So outside is going to be a bit of a beater. Inside is going to be a very nice vehicle.
Okay.
It's nice. It's nice.
Cool.
I don't have the puke-proof like plastic backseat. I have a nice backseat.
Which is why it's so comfortable to lay out on.
Red shag carpet. Anyways, you guys are
Heated seats in the backseat. So it's roomy.
Hey, you guys are making your way towards the crime scene. Like I said, forensic is finishing up and getting ready to leave.
Do I recognize like the forensic team lead?
Yeah, absolutely. You've worked with them plenty. That would be Sloan. Sloan Shu. Shu is XU. That would be how that was pronounced, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to add diversity
clarification.
like to the world, but I don't want to be like an insensitive fucking white man fucking colonizing everything.
I think that trying is a huge step in the right direction. So if we come short, then
We're not doing it in
Step
jest.
towards
We're
improvement.
doing it out of ignorance.
I'm not concerned about anybody in the community like questioning if I'm an asshole. I want to make sure people coming in are like, what are these fucking 5 white people in a podcast trying to do here?
Look, I'm not trying to say that I don't even fucking know words anymore. I just fumbled everything. Never mind. Continue. I just am an asshole. Okay, that's just what I wanted to say.
All right. Sloan is of Asian descent. Has your typical very typical nerdy forensic, big round glasses, white coat everywhere they go. You approach Sloan as they are taking off their gloves and closing up their kit.
Busy night.
Detective, how can I help you?
Well, obviously we're both here. Anything interesting? Anything out of the ordinary?
Honestly, yes. I have collected a lot of flesh, but not fresh blood. A lot of dried blood.
When you say a lot of flesh, you talking like?
He pulls out like what you would expect to be just like a canister. He pulls out like a mason jar size of flesh that is kind of like slooped all over each other.
Just kind of reach out and grab it. Like, talk about a pound of flesh. Okay. How does it look? Does it look like? Where are my sunglasses? I don't have them.
I need somebody to, when we promote this week's episode, I need somebody to shoot that in their home. Just say that line, put on the glasses, 10 seconds. That's all I need from you.
I got you. I'll do it. When is this airing? We'll talk about this off screen.
Good question. I have no fucking idea at this point.
God damn it. And what is that, like, the flesh look like?
So the blood is not fresh. It is incredibly dried and congealed's not the right word, is it?
Congealed is the right word.
Okay. The flesh is very decayed and disgusting. It's not fresh by any means.
So it's looking like, purple.
It looks like if you like dug up a body from like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Worms have fucking dug out holes.
All of us have dug a body up after like.
We've all seen TP.
Okay, so I mean, it's
We're not talking Beetlejuice level of flesh, but sure as hell is not our flesh.
Okay. Well, that's this was just out.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. From my understanding, the victim took very minor injuries, if any, and she fought a wolf. So I don't know where this came from, but isn't it fascinating?
Any idea what the flesh is? Is it the wolf's flesh?
Looks human. I don't know.
I wonder if we're looking for another victim. Maybe a kill somewhere else in the park.
That is a possibility. We did kind of look around the area as long as your beat officers, but they didn't find anything in the area.
No odd-looking people walking around?
I mean, it's Pandora. We're all a little bit odd, aren't we?
Right, but no one obviously injured trying to make their way out of the park, nothing like that.
I mean, I missed it. The officer said the victim kind of ran off, but I haven't heard of anything else.
All right,
so
interesting.
You guys about wrapped up here?
Yeah, we're gonna make our way back to the lab and get testing on this, see what we can come up with. And do you want me to shoot the results to you or to Detective O'Hare?
Could you CC me on those? But yes, make sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of her, I'm gonna go make a phone call.
And Sloane's gonna take the body back, or the jar back from you, and is gonna tap elbows with you as they make their way back to the forensic van.
And as I said, I'm gonna call Scarlet.
Okay.
Hey,
O'Hare.
So I'm out in the park right now.
Okay.
How's the supermarket going?
Kind of disgusting, to be honest. There's flesh everywhere. Minor injuries. A couple people went in for some bumps and bruises, but kind of confused if the wolf was just like carrying flesh or if it was like something else.
So, I have a feeling that whoever is turning this wolf literally is just like shedding their body, like just kind of like an insect. Just.
I'm gonna be honest. I've not seen it. Have you come across this?
I haven't, but I mean that's the only thing I can think of all this like flesh being around. I don't know.
Is Sloane finished up yet?
Yeah, Sloane's heading back to the lab right now.
All right, make sure they send us the results, because I think finding out what that skin belongs to is going to be our next step.
Yeah, I sent the sleepers looking for a body, but obviously we both know that's not going to happen. Talk to the Vic. Plot twist. It's a vampire.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
I don't know that. You're right.
Vic is awake, but
yeah,
all that we told you.
So yeah, retcon. Vic is not a sleeper, hence the reason.
That's how they got away.
Hence the reason she's fine.
Did you talk to her?
I didn't. The guys did.
What guys?
Pierce has me working with a couple other races.
I'm not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you. Just want to make sure that is understood.
Yeah. If you could see my face right now. Yeah. So one of them's over at the high rise right now, just kind of watching and waiting. One is like we're trying to hit every possible avenue, but this is off schedule, and I have a feeling this is gonna keep ramping up faster and faster now.
Yeah. Where do you want me? I'm pretty much done here at the supermarket.
Honestly, if you could, fuck. I don't know. It's gonna get late here soon, and honestly, I don't think anything else is gonna happen tonight.
Well, that is a note for me to go to the bar.
Whatever. Don't overdo it. You never know.
And she hangs up the phone.
Oh, I'm gonna walk back to Andresh and be like, alright, looks like everything's kind of a bust right now, honestly. Unless the broker's got some idea of where to go. This is all we really got. The supermarket's a bust. Until forensics gets back, we don't really have much on that end. And I don't feel like walking around the park at night with a giant wolf walking around.
No, not necessarily. I think we can take a little bit of time, look around here, see if there's anything that forensics missed. But other than that, I think you're right. It's getting late, and we can reconvene tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's like 8:30. It's not late. You boomers.
well, by the time it's 8:30 when
No, it's
we
probably
left.
like 9. You're right. I know.
It's probably like 9 o'clock.
It's still not that late.
Oh, so it's way late.
If not later.
The sun's not even down yet.
Look, some of us have been up for a while.
And you and I both have some homework to do for tomorrow.
And as you say that, we're going to have a hard cut back to Colin. Colin, as you were kind of patrolling the area, it is definitely getting a little bit dark. And as you are walking down through the back alleyway, you get shoulder checked by somebody in a trench coat that is doing a pretty good job at covering themselves.
3 kobolds in the trench coat.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Guys, damn it, stop doing that!
I'm gonna go all in on
Halt!
a
Who
hunch.
goes there?
No. I'm actually gonna, I would like to keep my sniffing up.
Yeah. You don't even have to roll for that. The scent of decay fills your nostrils.
Okay. I didn't think I'd be alone when I encountered this person. Okay.
Fun fact, I almost sent Scarlet to go help you.
Is the alleyway otherwise empty?
Yes.
Where are you coming from, stranger?
Get away!
I can't really. I'm a little invested. You okay?
And you see them kind of like shuffling, trying to get away from you as quick as they can.
I'm gonna...
What, pull out your phone?
Mama,
I'm going to...
gonna kill a man. Again.
Colin takes a breath to himself and shakily shoulders the tube. His left hand is playing along the lid like a drum to his own heartbeat, and it's slow. It's just like a tap, tap, tap at first, something close to like 60 beats per minute, and then it is rapidly like increasing as he's getting closer to this person. Not too rapidly, but it is steadily, I guess, increasing as he gets closer to this person. And he says, I can't leave you alone. You don't have to go through this alone. It's just calm down, man.
As you are talking, I need you to roll face danger.
Okay.
Hey, bud.
So can you remind me? Could you remind the audience what face danger
Yes.
is?
So face danger is the first time you guys have experienced this. When you use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, I'm going to say this is a move that was set up previously. I'm going to say Colin has been in enough fights to understand when shit's about to pop off. We all know that feeling, the energy that's in the air. So in general, that's why you are aware face the danger is at play here. You recognize that the alleyway is filled with mist at the moment. So face the danger. When your abilities, you use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, endure harm, resist a malign influence, or hold it together. The MC or player will name a status and its tag. Roll plus power. On a 10 plus, you fend off the effect. You take no status at all. On a 7 to 9, you take the status, but with a -1 tier. On a miss, you take the full status.
Okay. I'm going to use two abilities. I'm going to use two abilities we haven't seen yet from Colin, because he's alone and he feels safe enough to do this. So you guys don't see this, but the camera sees from the Crocs in the coat, spreading to cover his entire body, a soft silver shimmer begins to manifest as plates of interlocking metal appear, covering Colin's arms and legs, torso, and finally leading to a thick neck guard with there is no like actual helmet. Colin prefers to keep his face exposed, but there is kind of like the equivalent of wearing like a helm of mist. It's sort of like concealing part of his face. It's still very present, but it just kind of looks like a cheesy. You guys know those like Robin-esque masks that just cover the eyes? It's just like mist around his eyes, and there is like the occasional shimmer of metal as if there is something there. And I'm also going to use Inhuman Strength to help against the danger.
So that is going to be a +2 that you are invoking?
Yes, I'm going to
okay.
+2. I could go further, but I think that it's best to not overdo it. Okay, that's a 10. It's a 8 + 2.
Nice.
All right, so that's good, because this was going to be a wound 3. On that 10 plus, you fend off the effect. So as you are trying to speak with this cloaked individual, they spin around very quickly as you see a hairy arm and a large set of claws coming slashing at your chest. But as your mythos becomes out quickly in an instant to protect you and defend you, it at this moment manages to not break through your armor, as you are now face to face with a hideous creature.
Okay. I'd like to. I guess at this point, Colin is going to try to like grab that arm and just do like a really brutal looking throw, because Colin assumes that this thing is, after like taking the brunt of that, he assumes that this thing can take a hit as well.
Yep. All right. So
like
this is
roster.
where we have to decide how you want to play this. You will either be going toe to toe, and in this moment, this is going to be like a trading blows sequence, or you can do hit with all you've got, which is you taking the opening of a situation, but when you hit with all you got, it exposes you to a potential return that you cannot defend against. Toe-to-toe allows you the possibility of defense. Hit with all you've got will open you to a follow-up attack.
I'm just gonna go.
Do you
toe-to-toe.
mean stop holding back?
What's
No,
up?
I don't want to stop holding back.
No, hit with all you've got.
Yeah, I just.
don't have that.
It's maybe on the second.
Oh, I
page.
see it. I see it. It's right
Yep.
there.
I'm just gonna
So
go
right there.
toe to toe because I don't want to
Okay.
I don't want to draw a cow. So
Fair. All right. So just the description for everybody. When you use your abilities to overcome someone or something in a struggle for control, state what your goal is. Like you said, you're trying to more or less judo throw them, right?
yeah, it's more of like it's more like grabbing by like what would be a belt instead of like a shoulder throw. It's just like using inhuman strength and the armor.
Okay.
And overwhelming force will be the third tag that I add. He's just gonna try to like grab him by the belt and just kind of like sideways throw this thing into
Awesome.
the wall.
Love it. All right. So go ahead. What were your power tags that you were using here?
I'm going to use overwhelming force, inhuman strength, and willing to go all in.
Perfect. That'll give you +3.
Okay, one shy of a 10. It's a 9.
Okay. So on a 9 or 7 to 9, choose one. So you get to manage to achieve your goal, take something they hold. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier equal power. You block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. The last part's about PC, so that doesn't matter.
Okay,
so you
so
get to choose one of those options.
Okay, so the toe-to-toe allows me to face danger, right? So if I don't pick that one, I can still try to like...
So that was one that we need to quickly discuss because I know we had this conversation, but it's been long enough. I need to be reminded what we decided on because this was the gray area in the book that none of us were concrete on.
It was, so what we decided on is that a face danger, if you don't pick the block, dodge, the defense thing in there, a face danger can be allowed, but there may be
extenuating
there may be circumstances where like you're not able to do anything to defend yourself.
I'm gonna inflict a status.
Okay.
So it would be a tier 3 status.
Nice.
Because I use 3 power. And I want that status to be immobilized. Like I want them to be stunned maybe, just for a minute. I just want to like knock the wind out of them really, really good. And possibly like... So whichever of those is an actual status or whichever one you think is most appropriate, I'd be throwing them against a wall. I imagine there's probably some like noise from this and like some debris possibly. I don't know how heavy this person is.
And you said this was a power 3?
Yes.
Okay. So that is going to invoke a minor injury. So you said you were going to achieve your goal you get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what is going to happen there is, as you go to throw them, because you did not choose to defend, this will be a face danger as they attempt to claw you while they are being thrown. So go ahead and roll face danger for me. Reminder, this is where keeping track of your tags is important, because this is a scene. You cannot reuse the same tags on something that has been done previously in said scene.
I think I'm going to use... I'm going to use the Great Golden Shield.
Okay.
So, Colin just sort of like reaches into his coat and he pulls out just like a small little mote of dust and just throws it up, and a golden wall of sorts appears.
Love that.
And it is in the shape of a shield, but it is dust.
All right, go ahead and roll your plus power.
Okay, so that is a 9 total again.
Okay, cool. So on that, you are going to take the status, but minus 1 tier. So you are going to take a claw, would have been a wound 3, but this is actually going to be a tier 2 status because you take the minus 1 on that. So you are going to have a stinging pain. So how this breaks out is as you throw up that dust, the creature with its long, abnormally long arms manages just to get around that, clawing at you, attempting going for your heart, but that wall gets it just inconvenient, so it can only scratch at your arm. as you throw this creature into the wall, causing it to set out a wincing pain as it lands onto the ground. The overcoat is ripped off as you would now see this beast in its full entity. It is an abnormally large creature with antlers coming out of its head, massive paws clawing and scratching at the ground. Its fur is tattered and just absolutely filthy, covered with blood and bits of blobs of skin on it. As it slams into the wall, it looks you in the eyes as you see nothing but red as it growls and screams out in pain.
At this point, I'm going to stop tapping the lid on the art canister.
Okay.
Cal is going to reach in. Cal is going to reach in and draw himself for a moment as the mythos sort of
Takes
something
control.
that the mythos does sort of take control in the moment as Excalibur draws himself. There's no longer the Colin. There's instead a wicked smile upon Colin's face. He's got bright eyes. His normally brown eyes have turned this like eerie shade of kind of like a pale blue, and he two hands the sword and says, "I didn't ask for this, but I'm certainly willing to reciprocate."
All right, and just to clarify for those who do know the rules of City of Mist, that was flavor text. He is not going full Avatar state where the mythos takes control. That is just flavor text, making the scene more enjoyable. So yes, you are more or less full-on King Arthur to those who can see beyond the mist right now. You are in your full scale mail. You have two-handed Cal. As he is revealed from his sheath, you hear, "Let us feast." And you are now standing probably 10 feet away from this decrepit creature, wincing in pain as it is ready to attack you once again.
Okay.
Detective, do you think we should check in with the others?
Yes, hard cut to, let's do a quick, Del, where, were you going straight to the...
I was going to
the park?
The park.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we'll say you pull up to the park and you meet up with these two.
Do this real quick.
Hey, y'all. Did you find anything interesting?
Nothing.
Unfortunately,
Nothing crazy.
no, not really.
Damn, I thought we were gonna go wolf hunting.
Well, they have some evidence that they're going to be bringing back to the labs and checking, but we really won't know anything until tomorrow on that.
Well, I thought it'd be prudent to swing by and pick up some of these. And I reach in my pouch and I pull out a small box. And with my chin, I open it up. But I keep it like low and discreet.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all have any use of these. I just thought, since we're dealing with what I thought might be a werewolf, it wouldn't be bad to keep a couple of these on a person.
I don't use guns.
I have my own uses.
You don't want any of these?
It's kind of superstitious, but I got my own way of handling rifts.
It's not about riffs. It's about a werewolf.
Yeah.
You ever read books?
Yes, I understand that, Del. I have a kind of fix-all.
All right,
make you feel.
Yeah, me
If it
too.
would if it would make you feel better, Del, I can take one. I don't
Yeah, just
know
take
how.
one.
Look,
You can maybe throw it at him or something.
look, I
Right.
appreciate it, Del, but you know the agency kind of gives me what I need for you. I'll pull my revolver out. And it's like I have stuff to use.
That a purpley
Yes.
mist is emitting off of.
Some of us have to fly by the seat of our pants because we don't have daddy buying all our shit for us. So
That's
I'm sorry.
so fucking
trying
true.
to
Roast
be,
his ass.
Hold on.
trying to be a fucking team player,
Hold
but that's
on,
all
man.
right.
Daddy didn't buy none of this. All right. I'm just well equipped.
Well,
If you two boys are finished fighting,
No, I'm shooting Dell.
You said it. Face the danger.
Hold on.
should we?
I want to shoot him with.
Holy
you aren't
Oh,
shooting
you're actually
me.
shooting him.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Should we check in with Colin or
Well,
go our separate ways?
Are one of you gonna give him a ride home?
I wasn't planning on
He
it.
doesn't exactly want to get in my car for understandable reasons. You know, trauma.
I can
but
swing by and check in, but I don't think he's gonna run a ride this back. With me, at least.
well, we should at least let him know that we're done for the night.
Can we get that guy a cell phone?
And
Maybe a
hard
burner of some
cut
sort.
as we switch back to Colin. What are you doing?
Okay. So I think
Thematically, right now, you two are clashing in this alleyway.
I think Colin is aware that this person does not like clearly want this for themselves, right? Otherwise they wouldn't have like tried to push away and tried to go away. But Cal is pretty like hungry, and I think there's a bit of a conflict there within the sentience. So Cal is going to just like take a moment to like rear back after the creature lunges, and then is going to kick outward with an armored boot into the thing's chest to just try not to swing with all of his might. So he's just going to just toe to toe again. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Cal wants to go toe to toe, or wants to go like hit with all you got, but Colin is a little more like, let's maybe think about this for a second. So
Gotcha.
I dropped the dice, but it was on a 6. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm not going to count as a roll. I'm so mad at myself. Yeah.
What power tags are you taking?
I guess I'm just going to take Inhuman Strength because I don't want to burn everything else.
Okay.
So just a 1. Oh my god, I rolled a 10. Okay, 11.
Nice.
Damn.
I've been rolling hot
not
today.
to-
I kind of want to fail because it's almost more like exciting, but
Not to get in the way of that, but because you used Inhuman Strength on the first time you went to go toe to toe, are you able to do it again?
I didn't know if this like I thought that we had mentioned that some things you can reuse, but
Yeah,
because it doesn't make
in this
sense for
you can't do the exact same tactic because he was doing
Yeah.
something in a different manner. He
Yeah.
can use the tag again.
So I couldn't just like try to pick him up and throw him again because that would be something that the creature is either
Exactly.
expecting or that like it's just not in
Exactly.
position. So just to keep
Yep.
the theme of it moving and to keep it narratively different. Yeah, so he's just going to like rear back after narrowly getting like kicked at, and he just swings out hard with the foot to try to keep him on the ground again, or to at least like create distance and to make noise. Those are the goals. Yeah.
So as this creature is coming at you, you see him kind of rear up in full height, and with his antlers, he is exceeding 12 feet in height. He is very elongated, and his torso, you see jagged ribs piercing out of the skin. And on a 10 plus, you get to choose 2. You manage to achieve your goal, take something they hold. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier equals power, so that'd be a tier 1 status. You block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. So what two would you like this time?
I'd like to block.
Okay.
And I'd like to do my achieve my goal, which is to like make enough noise to get attention over here, to get like help, or to get like the guys preferably.
Yeah. So
or the
as you
folks.
as you kick this creature in the chest, you manage to crack one of the ribs that's been exposed out. As it kind of rears back and falls onto its back, kind of rolling over itself. and we're going to hard cut back to you guys pulling up to the parking spot you guys were in earlier. The Crown Vic pulls up into the parking spot with Del close in tail. And as you guys pull up, you see the alleyway behind the Echelon. The mist is kind of shooting out in plumes. You guys are having a hard time seeing through the mist because in circumstances like the mist has to actively cover this circumstance to the world. So you guys just see the mist in full effect as it's kind of swirling and making its way through the wind inside this back alley.
What would a sleeper see in this moment?
So in the sleeper is seeing in this moment, they're kind of walking by and the wind is kind of picked up, kind of making them squint their eyes as they see two just individuals fighting in that back alleyway.
Just like a mugging.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's nothing important, right?
Let's go talk to Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, that's my bus. I should get out of here.
Thanks for the ride, detective.
Yeah.
Right.
Tries the handle. Detective.
Oh, I'm totally getting out of the car and running towards the alleyway. I'm not letting her out. I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking about it.
I get off my bike and I open the door.
Tumbles out.
We got trouble, my friends.
Tumbles out the back one because Andresh was getting ready to like start kicking on the window again, like putting their back up against the door that Del just opened, so like tumbles out backwards. Thanks. You know, you're not as bad as they say.
I'm not nearly as bad as anybody says. I don't know why I get such a bad street cred. I like everybody, genuinely.
Andresh just runs off after the detective as Del is just like...
So as the three of you run...
Hold on, I haven't left yet. I go to the front of the Crown Vic. I'm like, hold on, I need a minute. And I reach into my back and I pull out...
Take the cat off my car.
And I pull out the handle, the butt of what would be like
The shifter?
the end of a shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, the handle.
Okay.
But it's just the handle. And I set that on the Crown Vic and I pull out my box. And then
So to clarify, you were taking something out of the Crown Vic to use as a found item?
No, I'm taking the handle out of my...
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's been tucked in my belt.
Okay, gotcha,
I just
sorry.
had this on me. But it's just the handle. I set it on. I pull out the box of the silver bullets and I put it on the... And then I unleash a belt on my my leg pouch. And it unfolds. And in it there's like some attachments that are looped in with straps. And I take the handle and I wish you could see what I'm doing. And basically I like thrust the handle at one of the attachments and it clips on and I pull out, and so it's just basically like a 6-shooter.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Okay.
And there's some other attachments.
And
that
you're just
we'll
doing
get to
this in the
later.
front of the Crown Vic?
Yep.
Okay.
Dope.
I have one hand. I gotta set things down.
All right, so I am going to say this is going to be a change the game.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just like getting equipped.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But you are, in this moment, setting up a story tag because this could directly influence an outcome here.
Oh, just you wait.
Okay.
Unless, Boser, do you already have a tag and you're just using this as flavor text to set up that tag, or are you creating something here?
Yeah, because so if you're creating something, that is changing the game because you're literally creating a story tag. You are creating something in the moment to influence a scene.
I am equipping myself so that I'm not useless in the next scene.
Okay. So yeah,
So that-
I would agree with T that just
Yeah,
change
so
the game
this
and you get to
is
use your
So to kind of clarify kind of how when rolls happen, so yeah, you are proficient at doing these types of things and creating things out of nothing instantly, but when you're doing that, you are directly influencing the game. So that is when the tags come into effect, because you are literally creating something to be used in the story.
But like, this isn't something I'm creating currently. It's something that, like, these are just some gadgets I
right, but you're
have.
piecing together smaller bits to make the gun to fire, which would have an effect in this fight.
Again, do you already have a tag like for the gun or whatever?
Like, you would have to have a gun as a story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's just using the stuff, the tags that you do have to make the gun real quick.
In my mind, it's like I've been a gadgeteer previously, and I've just like I've made shit already. Like I've already
right, but like mechanically in story, like that has to have something to be done. Again, you're proficient with it, and that's why you have the ability to add these power tags to it. But for it to be something that is outside of the game, you are changing the circumstances of what you are built around. If you had a relic, that would just be something you would readily use. But because that is not something that you just have actively on your person and you're assembling it, you are creating a story tag, which is changing the game.
So anytime I do this in the future,
yes.
I'll roll it, change the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Change the game is also like the easiest thing to. You just need a hit. There's no like.
There's
if
no
you hit
fist
7 through 9, there's no.
Yeah, and to clarify,
backlash
you're
or
not
anything.
getting punished for anything here. But like in the chance, like if you would fail in this circumstance, the hard move here against you, kind of showing you behind the scenes, is you're not going to be able to have that set up for you going into this fight.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
trying to understand for the future. So
Right.
I know what to expect.
Yep.
So I rolled a 7.
Perfect. So on a 7, you get juice equals power. So your story tag is you now have this 6-shooter ready for you. And with that, you get to scale the effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect. So just in story, you now have this thing. And because you did hit, you get to scale the effect, prolong the effect, keeping it longer, or hide the fact that you made it. So you can make this like
Can
a
I choose?
No, he just
roll
did. He just got a hit,
7.
so he gets just
Not a
the.
7.
He just gets to create it.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I missed over that. I skipped over that, scrolling too far. So yeah, so you just create the story tag, which is your 6-shooter.
I'm with you.
Yep.
Okay. I'm understanding this game.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right, so as you guys are making your way into this alleyway, you make your way through this wall of mist that is acting very, very hard at the moment, covering up this circumstance, and you come into this very dark alleyway, and you are onto the backside of Colin, and you see Colin, and this is going to be more of a Naruto pull than anything to kind of give you guys. He is in like Susano right now, so you guys can see Colin physically, but the mist is now shrouded him in King Arthur as he is in full armor. He's got Excalibur wielded with 2 hands, and then on the opposite side you see a dark figure towering over him. Not like he's like in danger in this moment, but you see this creature for the first time. You see the antlers, you see its long jagged limbs, you smell the decay as it has filled the air around you.
Oh damn.
And so this is something, now that we have a group, initiative is not a thing in this game. Narratively, you guys just decide what order you are going in.
So, realistically, as I'm running up, I'm taking. This is my revolver. I can take the whole cylinder out, put new cylinders in for speed loads.
Okay.
Right. I'm taking the original cylinder I had out, and I'm putting in soft ammo, and I'm about to fucking shoot this thing.
Okay. So are you going toe to toe, or are you going hit with all you've got?
I'm gonna end up going hit with all you got. I'm just gonna like literally unload all 6 rounds.
Sure. So how hit with all you got works, because it's the
I
first time this
wanna-
one's happening.
I want to hurt this roll because the perp is unwilling, and I know the detective doesn't know that, but I think it narratively stands that Colin doesn't want to see this person hit fully. So explain what you're going to explain. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want it to be clear that Colin is going to try to like at least prevent a lethal shot if one looks
Okay,
like
so we're going to have 2 rolls here. So we're going to start with hit with all you've got. When you have a clear shot and you use your abilities to hit someone or something with all you've got, roll plus power. So what tags are you using for the roll?
So I'm using Gatekeeper Arsenal, and
Yep.
I'm going to use my Discipline for my shooting capabilities.
Marksmanship. Okay. All right, so that'll be a +2. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, baby. That is a 9 + 2, 11.
Pause before we move on with that. Colin, go ahead and roll Face the Danger for me.
Okay, I'm using Great Golden Shield, Armor Manifest, and willing to go all in again, I guess.
Okay.
That's a 9 + 3.
Oh, so that is going to be... when you use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, endure harm, resist the... so this is kind of... This might be a little rule bending, but as Alex has explained to us, he is going to more or less put himself in the line of fire, altering the ability to get a kill shot that the detective would be shooting for here. So on a 10+, you fend off the effect and take no status at all, and you get to...
This is where things get a little wonky.
This is kind of... How do I want to do this? Because I don't want to punish...
I think maybe it's that like Colin gets in the way just as the trigger's gonna go, and so maybe the detective like either intentionally pulls the shot or
So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to give... this is going to be more manipulative storytelling then. I'm not going to say that detective misses. I'm going to say he is going to get a -2. So you're going to go from an 11 to a 9. So you're going to get a mixed success on that. Because even though you don't like Colin, you're not going to shoot an innocent bystander. So I'm going to say you do manage to hit them. It's not going to be a lethal hit though.
No, it's not going to be lethal no matter what. I loaded soft rounds.
I had no way of knowing that.
Yep, you had no way of knowing that, and I really hope Colin doesn't get hit at the same time.
With that, I'm going to say on a 7 to 9, choose one. You take cover, secure a superior position, so they can't impose a status on you. You get them good, giving them a +1 tier. You control the collateral damage. You hold the target's attention if possible. You gain the upper hand. Take 1 juice.
So, this is
So
definitely...
before Colin's influence, you would have gotten 2 of those. Because Colin influenced the outcome, I'm going to give you 1 of those.
So, I'm definitely going to gain the upper hand.
Okay.
Solely because these soft rounds coming from this pistol and the missed effective starts choking out some of that target's active mythos.
Okay. Cool.
So- These are intentionally made gatekeeper rounds.
Cool.
So
Okay.
you start choking out some mythos power. Hence the reason I was really hoping not to hit Colin, because that would probably would have took one of his powers.
So kind of painting the scene there then, you're going to Colin's going to hear you guys coming in from the back because obviously battle sense. He is going to hear the chamber get, I don't want to say rounded, that's not the term, is it?
For a revolver? Yeah, you could...
I don't think you hear that as much as you hear the gunshot.
Right, I was just gonna say like he hears like the hammer get pulled.
Yeah.
So like he readies like something is going on behind him, and then just quick thinking kind of throws up the shield, which kind of skews the marksman a little bit there. So as the shot is fired, it makes his way through the golden shield and catches the mythos in the shoulder, letting it cry out in pain once again. As the mist begins to kind of swirl internally towards the mythos.
I'm gonna yell, "Perp's not in control. Don't shoot. Don't kill it."
God damn it, Colin! I swear to fucking God.
Is
that all you're gonna?
Is this the thing that the wolf from the market?
Not a wolf. Just kind of like jumping away.
Shit, does that mean it's not a werewolf?
No idea. Not familiar. Help.
I mean, Andresh will... What kind of debris do we have on the ground in the alleyway?
The debris, you're talking trash, you're talking broken bottles, bricks.
Cool. Andresh is going to try and rush the... Andresh is going to try and trip up the creature by kicking a bottle towards it.
Okay.
And I'll really just do the one improvised weapon power.
So we can do kind of a few different things here. We could do where you could change the game here since you're trying to create a tag for an outcome. We can go toe-to-toe, or you can hit with all you've got.
I'll just do go toe-to-toe to start off.
And you said you're taking 1 power on that?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Jeez. I'm not rolling well. That's a 4.
Oh no. Okay, so... as you kind of go to like kick the bottle, it shatters into your foot, but it is enough to get the creature's attention as it grabs a brick and throws it at you. Go ahead and face danger for me.
Face danger. Eye for detail.
Okay.
And... we'll say looking over my shoulder.
Okay, I'll allow that. Yeah, so that's going to be 2.
I can't use these dice anymore.
Oh,
That's
no.
7.
Okay, so you are going to, on a 7 to 9, you take the status, but a -1 tier. So as the brick comes flying at you, you take a stinging pain as the brick catches you in the shoulder.
Better than the head.
And Dell, would you like to try to do anything?
I'm gonna. Okay, we're not killing this thing. All right, I'll do my best. I'm gonna try to shoot him in the knee.
Okay, so again, I'm going to allow that one being a change the game, because that would be like a story tag we could establish. You can face the danger, you can hit with all you've got.
Huh?
All right, sorry.
Which one do I pick?
So you have options here. So if you change the game, we would allow that to like making a story tag, something that would have a continual effect on this this arc.
Well, I already did that when I made the gun.
Right. Story create the game is it's an overarching, like if something doesn't quite fit, it is something that can just be done. So like I said, you are trying to like inconvenience this thing. It was a possibility that you could do. Or you can go toe to toe, which is going to expose you to a fight back and forth. Or you can hit with all you've got, where you are allowing yourself to be exposed to a dangerous outcome, but kind of putting your full effort into, fuck it, we're full sending this.
I guess I'll hit with all I've got.
Okay. And
By
how many
shooting
power
into me.
tags are you going to use for that one?
I'll use eye for detail.
Okay. I would allow a weapon creation power tag to be used, like a creation power tag to be used here, because you did previously set this up as a weapon to be used, which would influence that power to be exerted here.
So I could use like scrap for parts.
Yeah, so like that was what you were doing when that tag was created. That is how you are like flavor texting that power to be utilized here.
Then I'll do those two. Eye for detail, so that I can figure out where the fuck his knee is in all that mess.
All right, so go ahead and roll for power.
Scrap for
so it's going to be roll plus 2.
Shit. Ooh. 11 plus 2 is 13.
All right, so on a 10 plus, choose 2. You take cover or secure a superior position. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. You get them good or get many of them. You control the collateral damage. You hold the target's attention if possible. You gain the upper hand, take 1 juice.
I'm gonna get him good in the knee.
Okay, and you get 1 more.
And, gain... Can I control the collateral damage in the way that, like, then it falls to the ground, or, you know, it doesn't attack Andresh?
Yeah,
or
so
Cooper?
controlling collateral damage in this circumstance would be if there is somebody that you can't see in the alleyway, like it's not going to grab that individual as a hostage to add an additional danger for you to deal with. I think what you're looking for here would be gain the upper hand, take a juice, is I think what you were kind of more wanting in that outcome.
You know what? Actually, I'll get him good, and I'll take cover.
Okay, cool. All right, so you
Kind of
get
like a
him
dumpster.
good, so that is going to be a +1 tier. So that's 2 power, so that's going to be 3. That is a gunfire, so that would be a gunshot wound. All right, so yeah, you managed to tell me, what does your mythos interacting with the world look like? Explain what we see as this shot is taken.
So, as Del pulls up the gun, you see behind him this kind of looming, muscular presence with kind of this long mane of hair and one glowing eye, and the other is kind of obscured or almost has an eye patch, and this kind of large presence with a large hammer. At the same time that I pull the trigger, just slams it into the gun, and this blast of a silver bullet rockets towards the knee of this thing.
Yeah, so as that bullet flies through the air, ripping past your partners here, it rips through this creature's flesh, causing almost an explosion in its in one of what you would assume would be its leg. As this creature cries out in pain and slams backwards, rolling. As you guys are looking at this creature, as you take cover, you see this creature let out a cry of pain as it just starts randomly throwing things as it tucks around the corner, as you hear colliding as things are getting thrown around and hit in between.
So it's taking off and running around the corner while like throwing shit behind it?
Correct.
Ah, man, we got a runner.
Sorry, real quick.
Yep.
MC, what was the tag that I got from taking the brick to
You
the head?
got a stinging pain, so you took a tier 2 injury.
All right. Tier 2. Sweet. Don't worry, I've got it. And Andresh will pull up the Raven drone that
Okay.
was circling above before, and just have that, try and have that follow after the creature so that we can
Okay.
keep up the chase.
Are you looking at your forearm at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, so as that Raven drone kind of tucks around the corner, you see, as you're looking at your shoulder or your forearm there, you see the creature diving down into a hole. The alleyway has kind of been obscured by dumpsters and whatnot, and it dives into a hole that was kind of broken out into underneath into the Echelon Highrise. You watch as this creature dives into the hole.
Broken wall into the Echelon Highrise, further ahead.
On it. Colin starts taking off. He is like kind of limps a little and then like shakes his legs out and just kind of gets going.
So as you guys are running and make your way around the corner, you guys, I'm not going to say you guys are prohibited from moving past, but you guys are going to have to move this debris and trash dumpsters out of the way to get by. But as you guys are making your way through that, Detective, you get a familiar feeling behind you as you feel a gray swirl begin to form. So if the alleyway would, like, it tees off, so on one, if you went right, you would be heading towards where the creature just went. You feel a gray swirling effect coming just behind you to the left.
Now, is this is like a? Would this be like an opening in the mist?
Yes, this would be
Like a tear? Is this a tear?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, then I'm definitely. Unfortunately, I'm gonna like be on the corner, and I'm gonna have to call Scarlet. I'm gonna keep my.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, things are going south. Hey, right by the high rise we have a tear, and I'm gonna start yelling at them like, we need to fucking follow it.
Okay. So she's on it. And as you're on the phone, stepping out of the tear, you see 6 paws exit onto the ground of smaller sizes, and then you see heads pop out. You see... Sorry, I should have had this prepped because this is... Where is he? You see the head of a... Fuck, hold on, I gotta pull up one more thing. I thought I had this. My God, bad guys, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a bad DM.
6 paws and multiple heads.
Yes.
It's a fucking chimera. It's a hydra.
You see the head of a basset hound. You see the head of an Akita, and then you see the head of a pit bull. As the rest of their bodies walk out, the leash comes out of the rift as a slender man steps out of this rift that just ripped open. He's got dark bluish hair. He's got a pinstriped suit. Detective, we must be going now.
What?
You recognize this is your CO at the inn.
Oh, shit. Colin, get. God damn it! I'm just like
on it.
Yeah, I'm.
Now we really must be going. We need to talk.
I'm like angrily, just like insubordinate. Like this is me, like not up to like insubordinate. Like God fucking damn it! And I, like put my gun in the holster and slowly walk toward him.
Pleasure, gents. I'm sure I'll be seeing the 3 of you much more.
Excuse me. What the fuck?
As this individual and the 3 hounds step back into the rift.
Yeah, whatever. We're losing him. We're losing them.
Okay,
Andresh is...
I'm gonna, like, I'm shoving a garbage can aside, like a dumpster, just, like, lifting it from the bottom and, like, tossing it over to, like, get it that fuck out of the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you guys have to make any rolls. Like, dumpsters have wheels. You can quickly get this debris out of the way. But we are going to end this scene on the 3 of you standing outside of this rather large hole that has been kind of barreled out of underneath the Echelon High-Rise, dug into the ground. As you smell death and decay wafting up from this pitch black hole. As you look down and see a trail of blood falling into the hole that is too dark for you to see down into. And that, my friends, is where we are going to leave on this episode of Misfits. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the first fight. I hope I did a acceptable job of narratively describing the circumstance and kind of helping you get a good mental image of what the fight mechanics are like in this game, because it is a little bit different, is a little more obscure and fluid.
To make up shit, whatever you want. I love it.
It's pretty great.
But yes, that was episode 4 of Misfits. We will be next week finding out what happens to where did the detective go. What do our 3 heroes go after? What is this creature?
When to go.
But before we get out of here, we have one final thing to do. And we're going to have to make this one quick because we're adults on a time schedule and we don't budget our time very well.
Speak for yourself.
We need to do our final geek out during credits at the end of every session. Debrief character development, crew growth, and crew relationships. I just want to know, how are you guys feeling in this circumstance?
I think that Colin is bad fucking ass and sexy as hell.
That's the only thing I wanted to hear. Thank you.
I think we're still disorganized, and I hate you all.
I'm gonna be. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you guys off. non-working together, like that was so good. Like so often people are like, no, this is combat, we got to make sure we win this fight. Alex is like, no, I have my objective, the detective has his training on how he handles things. You guys don't work well together, and I hope I did a good job kind of emphasizing what that outcome would look like with that lack of communication between you guys. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for that.
I need to start
Alex.
invoking weakness tags, because I literally have collaborating with riffs as a weakness, and I keep playing.
Oh,
I keep role playing it, but I haven't invoked it once.
I was gonna invoke mine again for like can't make friends, because I was like this, but I didn't really make sense because I think that it's already clear they don't like each other, so it's not like it's like. You know,
yeah. So what's Colin feeling right now?
Yeah, Colin is feeling a little bit of I like honestly. There wasn't a part of him that thought the detective was actually going to contribute, and then the fact that he pulled a gun and just immediately started shooting, and then Cornelius did the same. He's like, "This is exactly why." Yeah, thank you. This is exactly why. Like, there's a sense of like this is for Malice, and Cal is loving it. Cal is like fucking thriving on it, just like. Wants to be shooting, wants to be stabbing as well, but like Colin is the quieter like voice inside, being like, we should not do this. But so I think he's scared.
Okay.
For the person, for the creature a little bit. So.
I like it. Andresh, how are you? How are they feeling?
Confused. I mean, it's still just the information gathering time as far as Andresh is concerned. I, as a player, am trying to figure out how to, like, roleplay all these bad fucking roles I had all session, because I don't know how to do it just yet.
And to kind of clarify, I'm not blaming you, obviously. Dice gods have their influence.
So true.
I'm not going to blatantly tell you guys soft hard moves, and because we had that conflict when hell happened and it seemed like things weren't fair or going your way, I'm not going to tell you guys all the soft moves, hard moves happening behind the scenes, but because this creature fled because of not complete successes, the absolute failures. And again, I want to kind of just address that early on so we don't have that behind the scenes conflict here. I know we discussed that obviously and there wasn't a bunch of issues, but like I want to explain that a little bit more because this is narrative driven. If I'm making off the wall things happen like that, it's because it's moves happening behind the scene type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was the first time. Was this the first time that we blatantly saw Andresh control a Raven drone with his forearm?
Maybe. Did you see it?
I don't think I did.
Andresh did
gotta roll for
specifically.
perception.
Andresh did specifically say that they have the Raven drone that was circling above keep at bird's eye view,
True.
going down the alleyway.
He said, "I
rather
got
than-
this," and you did. Beep,
But
beep, beep,
I
beep.
think what we're going to happen for next session, I'll have you do a sneak around to see how much of the crew caught on to that. But we are getting close to everybody's got to dip out. Detective, how are you feeling right now?
I'm annoyed, very annoyed, super annoyed. Because, god damn it, if you guys just knew what was going on, and I'm not taking any blame for it. It's not my fault. You guys are hindering my abilities. Even if you're ignorant to them, it's your fault still, because that is god damn it, I'm doing my job. Let me do my job.
And on that note, that is episode 4 of Misfits. Until next time, I am T, your master of ceremonies.
I'm Boser, your master debater.
I'm Alex. I'm Boser's master debater.
I'm Jeff Sitz, your cunning linguist.
I'm Lucas, I'm getting out of here. This is wrong.
And until next time, you just keep
Geeking
geeking
out.
out.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.